And welcome back to Hladky Memorial Stadium here in Gillette, Wyoming. It's time for Game 3 of the day as we jump over into the winner's bracket. As today it's the Pocatello Running Rebels as they'll take on Gillette here in the final game of Day 3 of the tournament. Outstanding games so far. Again, today, just like the first 2 days, pitchers' duels and pitchers' battles are the name of the day as we'll head on into Game 3. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll get to our scene set as we continue here on the pregame show, the Big Country Properties pregame show brought to you by Bobby Dalzall. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group in Gillette and on mylocalradio.com.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
Get back to feeling your best with Evanston Regional Hospital Physical Therapy. If you find yourself struggling with pain or limited mobility in your everyday life, your recovery starts here. With a personalized treatment plan just for you, our experienced physical therapists will help you every step of the way to reach your goals and get back to doing what you love. Call us today to schedule an appointment. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
The perfect mix of different ingredients can create the most delicious creation. Successful people have the ability to bring many different individuals together who work, collaborate, show kindness, use problem-solving skills, and include each individual's talents and gifts to create new inventions, compose beautiful music, and find ways to make the world a better place. At Uintah County School District Number 1, we work together every day to promote student success. Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Fresh and flavorful ingredients are what makes the best restaurants great. At El Paso All-American and Mexican Restaurant, each entree is prepared with only the freshest and tastiest ingredients. The menu includes everything from tacos to steak, fresh fruit waffles to omelets, and mouth-watering burgers to sandwiches. Come in and enjoy a meal today at the new El Paso All-American and Mexican Restaurant inside the Log Cabin on Bear River Drive.
And welcome back to the pregame show. Time for the scene set for today's game, brought to you by El Paso All-American and Mexican Restaurant in Evanston. Well, we get ready for the first pitch of today's game. Aaron joins me here on the broadcast again. What do you look for as far as the keys for this afternoon's game?
Jump out to a fast start. I mean, starting pitching has really dominated the day, so if you can put up 2-3 runs in that first inning, man, you're going to put yourself in a real good spot, especially if you're Pocatello. You got to think that Pocatello is probably favored in this game. For the Roughriders, you want to keep it close. Keep it close, keep it close. Let the dog stay around and see if you can jump up and bite him at the end.
Yeah, it's you look up and down the Pocatello lineup. They have some impressive numbers that they've put up in the first 2 games. It'll be up to the Roughriders pitching staff to slow that down. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, starting lineups and first pitch, and more coming up as we continue after this on the pregame show, as this is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group here in Gillette. It's all here on mylocalradio.com.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Napa know-how isn't just for guys like this.
Power tools.
Every driver deserves quality parts.
Practical and cool.
So you can do it yourself with Napa Auto Parts, or get it done for you at a Napa Auto Care Center. Which means Napa know-how is for you, karaoke car lady. And never popped a hood guy.
I can pop a hood.
You too, Mr. Park a mile away. Oh yeah. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how. Covelos, your one-stop farm and auto shop.
Helping young people grow into productive adults is like putting a puzzle together. Each aspect of life is equal to one puzzle piece. Restful sleep, a healthy breakfast, a positive experience at home before school sets the tone for the whole day. Positive student interaction with teachers, district staff, coaches, and peers all add to the puzzle. At Uinta County School District Number 6, we work hard to make each puzzle piece meaningful and powerful for every student. By working together, we can help every student grow into a masterpiece. It's a great day to be an Eagle.
Hey there, I'm Jake Major, your local Medicare and insurance benefits advisor for the Bullock Agency of Wyoming. With over 25 years of experience protecting families in rural America, we understand the importance of having affordable insurance coverage. Whether you're searching for extra coverage or looking to understand and switch your Medicare options, I can help you find a range of top-rated insurance companies and tailor-made packages based on your needs. Call me, Jake Major, today at 307-209-4685 and let's discuss your insurance options. We're the Bullock Agency of Wyoming when benefits matter.
Our national anthem from here at Hladky Memorial Stadium, as both teams will head off the field and get ready for the first pitch of this afternoon's game. And it's time now for the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. The starting lineups brought to you by Varsity Inc. We're on your team. Here's Aaron Poling with the starting lineups for this afternoon's game.
Leading off for the Pocatello Running Rebels will be the shortstop, Jace Vaughn. He'll bat from the right side. Second baseman, Luke Davis, batting right-handed. Batting left-handed, DH Martin Serrano. Gunnar Wilhelm will do the catching, batting fourth. J.D. Gunderson in the 5 spot playing third base. Ryan Foltz will play right field, batting sixth. Caden Knowles will bat seventh, playing first. Alex Wynn playing center field, batting eighth. And Brody Birch playing left field will bat ninth. And for the Gillette Roughriders, Seth Peterson will be your shortstop, batting first. Corey Schilling batting second, playing third. Mason Drube playing center field, batting third. Riley Schilling doing the cleanup duty, playing first base. Dominic Hecker will play second base, batting fifth. Batting sixth, Kason Luftis will play right field. The catcher, Brady Richards, will bat seventh. Hogan Tysted, batting eighth, will be the DH. And the left fielder, Keaton Killian, will bat ninth.
This is game 3 of the day. Cheyenne knocked off Bellevue this morning in the first game of the day, and Fort Collins just wrapped up a victory over Portland, winning by the score of 4-3. Now, on programming note for tomorrow, it'll be just like today. The coaches and staff are going to meet at 7 o'clock in the morning, look at the weather, look at the conditions, and see exactly where and when they can move forward. So if you're looking at the bracket, if you may have that in your possession, don't necessarily look at the start times. Be aware of the our Facebook page, My Local Radio on Facebook, as when they let us know what the start times will be, we will post them there. And, of course, we'll have the 2 games for you tomorrow, no matter what time they start. Hopefully the weather will clear up a little bit more, and we won't have to dodge the raindrops like we've had to a couple of times today. But we should, as weather looks pretty good right now, and we should not have any problems getting the rest of the ball games in today, and hopefully throughout the rest of the weekend as well. Speaking of the weather, partly cloudy skies, a little bit of a wind of about 20 miles an hour blowing out toward right center field from the left field corner, and it's about 65 degrees here at game time. Jace Vaughn will go ahead, Aaron.
I say Pocatello is going to serve as the road team, as Gillette at home in their home stadium will be the home team.
So it'll be Jace Vaughn to lead off for the Runnin' Rebels from Pocatello, Luke Davis, and then Martin Serrano against the right-hander Carver Partlow, Karver. Partlow's first pitch, big overhand curveball over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Actually, Partlow's dad has been up here in the booth with us for most of the time, pacing back and forth last night throughout a lot of that final game of the day.
Partlow, big, tall right-hander. Rocks and comes home. The next pitch to Vaughn. Breaking ball again over for a strike. Vaughn with a half swing, but it's going to cost him, and it's 0-2. Vaughn hitting .429 in the tournament, 3 for 7, has 1 RBI. As Partlow ready again, Roxon comes home. The 0-2 offering misses outside and low, ball 1. Partlow, you start talking about 6'3", 195 pounds. He'll be just a junior next year. He just completed his sophomore year. And something a lot of guys can't say, that over his first 2 years of high school sports, the 1-2 pitch to Vaughn swung on and missed. So Vaughn goes down on strikes. 1 out here in the top of the first. The one thing that Partlow can say that in his first 2 years as a high school athlete that nobody else has done, he's finished second in the state on the national golf team, for the state golf team, each of the first 2 years.
Oh.
So along with being pretty good on the bump, he's pretty good on the greens too.
Got to get some lessons from him.
So here's Davis, and the first pitch to Luke, fastball on the outside edge for a strike.
Yeah, multi-sport athlete, I mean, playing multiple sports really helps you learn different skills. But, you know, swinging a golf club is a lot different than swinging a bat, but the golf game, the mental side of it, can really help you out on the bump.
Davis 2 for 5 over the first couple of games with a run batted in. Takes the breaking ball outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
As if you can stay calm on the golf course and not get mad while you're golfing, you could probably stay calm about any situation ever.
You do anything on the golf course, you're doing better than I am, that's for sure. Here's the 1-1. Hit to center as it's Drewby coming over toward right center field. He's there. Calls off Loftus and makes the catch. So 2 outs. And now here's the designated hitter, Martin Serrano.
Yeah, Purple Sage and Evanston start calling me Charity because there's so many golf balls that get hit in the rough that I can't find, that they find them and sell them. And they've probably made about a good profit off of me, that's for sure.
Well, it's nice that you can put some of the other people in business like that.
Charitable guy, man.
So here's Serrano with 2 outs in the top of the first. As Partlow ready, finally Roxon comes home to the designated hitter for Pocatello, and it's over for a strike.
Watching Serrano bat is a lot of fun. He's just a fun at-bat to watch. The ball explodes off of his bat. It makes a different noise, it seems like.
And quite honestly, seeing Serrano with the wind blowing out toward right field is not going to make very many people happy as the breaking ball misses, and it's a ball and a strike. He can extend those big, powerful arms, get the ball in the air to right field. He can hit that ball out of the park without any wind, without any help behind him. And here comes the 1-1 from Partlow. Look out, hit right back through the middle. Partlow knocks it down, picked up by the Peterson, the shortstop. And let's make sure Partlow's okay as he comes off shaking his right hand as he runs into the dugout. Sides out in order as record that out, 1-6-3 for the 3rd out. Pocatello goes in order in the top of the first. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, scoreless. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group here in Gillette. And it's all right here on mylocalradio.com.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
At Y-Hi, we're with you. is more than just 3 simple words. It encompasses the principles we live by to serve our members and local communities. So if you're looking to keep your banking relationships local with a partner who will always be there for you, look to us. We're Wi-Hi. We're Wyoming. We're with you. Visit yhi.org to learn how you can be a part of something bigger today.
We'll go to the bottom of the first inning as Mac Evans will go to the mound for Pocatello. And they're asking him to take the little band off of his right wrist before he starts to throw his warm-up tosses. So it will be just a moment here before we're ready to go, which gives us a chance to give you the umpires for this afternoon's game. It's Pat Zink working behind home plate. Nick Stevens over at first base. Aldo Mora is at second base. And Gary Delgado is the arbiter over at third. Pocatello goes in order, or out in order, I should say, in the top of the first inning. So as we go here to the bottom of the first, it'll be Seth Peterson, Corey Schilling, and Mason Druby.
Yeah, a developing story is the pitcher Carver Partlow on that 1-6-3 ground out got smoked in his pitching hand on the bare hand on that line drive off the bat of Serrano. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Another thing about this matchup, this is an important game because whoever wins this game is guaranteed to play for the regional championship on Sunday. So this is a very important game. Although both teams have a loss to play with, you win this one, you are in a great spot.
Yeah, it's just kind of the funky ways of going around about things, the way the bracket works out, that you can't play teams you've already played. So just the way things will work out. So whoever wins this game punches their ticket to the championship game on Sunday.
Yeah, we already have the matchup set up for tomorrow, as it will be Gillette Cheyenne in a matchup of 2 Wyoming teams. And then it'll also be Pocatello playing the Rocky Mountain Lobos.
So here we go. Bottom of the first, Seth Peterson climbs in. Peterson hitting .250 for the tournament. He's 2 for 8. Has scored a run and driven in one. And he takes the first pitch and drives it into right field. Base hit.
Not waiting around. This Gillette team being super aggressive early as Peterson, 1 pitch, 1 base hit into the game. You love to see that out of your leadoff guy.
Evans, a big, tall right-hander, throws hard, has a good breaking ball as well, and usually he is much comfortable, very comfortable pitching from ahead, not only in a score standpoint, but also in the count as well. So here's Corey Schilling, the third baseman, as the first pitch, breaking ball over for a strike. He can work the ball inside and out. He's very proficient on working either corner with all of his pitches. Throws hard and has a very good hard slider and that off-speed breaking pitch that he just threw. Here's the 0-1. Over for a strike. There goes the runner. And the throw through from Soriano is late. So the stolen base puts the man in scoring position.
Yeah, this Gillette team not waiting around. They are being aggressive as they know. I mean, I've talked to a couple players earlier today. They know what people said about them coming into this tournament, that they didn't belong. And, man, they are 1 win away from punching their ticket to the championship game.
And being the host team, they've been the home team in every game that they've played, and they've certainly used that home field advantage as they've had the home field support from the locals coming out here to the ballpark. Time called as Schilling goes down to talk to Nick Polberg, the head coach, who's down at the third base coach's box for a moment. And Wilhelm goes out to talk to Mac Evans for a moment as well.
Yeah, this Gillette team is really young, and, man, youth in a situation like this in a big game can be a great thing or can be a bad thing. It can be great because the players don't really know what pressure they're under or how big the magnitude of the game is, but also with youth comes some youthful mistakes.
Next pitch home, it reaches out, and line drive at Knowles. Snap throw back to second is not in time.
It's a great snag by Knowles over there at first base. Had the presence of mind to try to double off the runner, Peterson, at second, but good base running there by Peterson, getting back right away, understanding that ball was caught, as that would have been catastrophic if he got doubled off there.
Schilling just tried to reach out and poke it and take it between Knowles and the first base bag, but Caden was able to glove it and then turn around and try to make the play at second base. So 1 out, and here's Mason Drewby.
You know, right intention there from Schilling, just unfortunately wrong result.
Drewby, the center fielder. First pitch misses down and away, ball 1.
Nobody out. You're taught to try to go to the right side. He did. Unfortunately, that ball hung up just long enough to be caught. If that was on the ground, he does his job, gets the out.
Drewby just 1 hit and 7 at-bats so far in the tournament. Checks in today, hitting just $143. They'll go back to second base as Davis sneaks in behind the runner Peterson there, but not in time.
Trying to make sure that runner stays at second base with 1 out. Peterson is able to get to third with 1 out.
Both these teams are very well coached. Pocatello is incredibly fundamentally sound. The pitch home to Drewby is hit foul off the first base side, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Outfield straight away for the most part here against Drewby. The center fielder normally occupied by Evans with him on the mound today. Alex Wynn moves over from his right field spot, and Ryan Foltz, who picked up the save last night in the game against Cheyenne, is out in right field here this afternoon. Wynn just a couple of steps over toward right center field. Evans ready, and the 1-1 pitch. Hit foul back into the screen, and it's 1-2.
It's a great cut there from Drew. Just got a piece of that one, 1-2.
So 1 out. Just the bottom of the first inning, no score. Pull up a chair and spend part of your Friday afternoon with us. If for your work, tell the boss we said it was okay for you to put your feet up and watch this game before you go home. Again, they'll go back to second base. Again, it's Davis sneaking in behind the runner. Peterson out dancing around just a little bit. Kind of gathered Mac Evans's attention just a touch. So Evans trying to keep him as close as he can. As he climbs back up on top, works in the third base side of the rubber, and the 1-2 pitch is hit toward left field. That's going to be in for a hit. Birch up to get it, and then he overruns the ball and loses the play at the plate, and it's 1-0 Gillette.
Let's take a look at that on the My Local Rodeo replay, as that's a great piece of hitting by Drew. Lines that one into center. Birch being ultra aggressive, trying to throw that runner out, unable to field it cleanly, and wisely goes to second to make sure Drew stays at first.
Next up for the Riders, number 3.
So Birch wanted to come up throwing, and he ended up mishandling the ball and overran it. And that gave Peterson the free walk home. 2 hits in the inning, produce a run, and now here is Ryan Schilling with 1 out and 1 on. So 1-0 Rough Riders. They break on top, and the mixed pitch gets away from Wilhelm, goes to the backstop, and headed down to second base is Drewby. As he will move up on the wild pitch. And it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, the Rough Riders here, 4 batters into the game, ambushing Pocatello as they're being ultra aggressive. 2 hits already. Got fortunate there with the mistake. Now there's a runner in scoring position. Be huge to go up 2-0 in the first.
And certainly not the start that Mac Evans anticipated, as that pitch misses outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
But you know what? The pitcher as good as Mac Evans, you got to get him when you have your opportunities. If you don't get as many as you can here, there's no guarantee you get another opportunity to score.
That's right. Evans ready again, looks back at second base, and the next pitch, little breaking ball, misses inside, and it's 3-0. Dominic Hacker waiting on deck.
See if Riley Schilling has the green light here. 3-0, runners in scoring position, your cleanup hitter. You could get a fastball that's absolutely grooved down the middle of the plate.
As aggressive as they have been so far here in the bottom of the first inning, I'd have to say, yeah, go ahead and swing. Here's the 3-0. He's taking all the way and takes one right down Broadway for a strike, and it's 3-1.
You know, people haven't given them a chance in this tournament, let alone this game. I'd say probably even less people give them a chance to win this game. You're playing as the underdog. You might as well be as aggressive as you can be.
Here's the 3-1 offering. Hit in the air along the right field line, down into the corner. That's Fultz crossing into foul territory but can't make the catch. And the count goes full, 3-2.
Pretty good swing there from Schilling as that ball did land foul, but it landed foul on the warning track going opposite field. It's pretty good power there from Schilling.
Schilling returns to the plate. Big guy picks up the bat, climbs back into the box, and it's a 3-2 count here with one out. Evans ready, checks the runner, the 3-2 pitch, and is inside and hits him. So Evans still trying to get his feet under him here in the first inning. Hits a runner to put two men on, and recognizing that he's not quite what he needs to be. It'll be Nick Sorrell, the head coach for Pocatello, is going to come out and talk to the right-hander as the sun peeks through for the first time today.
I always felt when there's three balls and you get hit by a pitch, you get hit by ball four, it always seems it stings worse than, getting hit on any other pitch because you feel like if you just get out of the way, no damage done to the body. But we also want to thank Signature Real Estate Group of Gillette, Wyoming for allowing us to be here to broadcast every single game of the 2023 AA Northwest Regional Tournament on mylocalradio.com. And what a tournament it has been. I can't speak for you guys, but I know I've had an absolute blast here.
Absolutely. This has been fun, and we still got a couple of days to go. So 2 on and 1 out. And now here's Dominic Hecker. And Hecker's been one of the tougher outs on the team. He has 3 hits and 7 at-bats, and he's hitting .429 as he steps to the plate so far here in the tournament. And the first pitch hit on the ground could be 2. They'll feed Vaughn at second for 1, back to first, double play, and they're out of the inning. 4-6-3 double play for Pocatello to get out of the inning. That means it's a run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 man left. We're done with 1 here in Gillette. We'll go to the second. It's Gillette 1, Pocatello nothing. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group of Gillette. And it's all here on mylocalradio.com.
I buckle up because there's been too many fatalities around our house where somebody would have survived if they'd been wearing their seatbelt.
I definitely wear my seatbelt to keep him safe.
I wear it just for safety.
I buckle up because my mom makes me.
I buckle up to set a good example for my kids and to make sure they stay safe.
Getting home safe to my family.
I buckle up because it keeps me safe.
Go Pokes, buckle up!
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
The perfect mix of different ingredients can create the most delicious creation. Successful people have the ability to bring many different individuals together who work, collaborate, show kindness, use problem-solving skills, and include each individual's talents and gifts to create new inventions, compose beautiful music, and find ways to make the world a better place. At Uintah County School District Number 1, we work together every day to promote student success. Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Welcome you back as we go to the top of the second inning. Gunnar Wilhelm, the catcher, leads it off. And welcome back to the Union broadcast booth as well. Union, everything else is just internets. Wilhelm, J.D. Gunderson, and Fultz due up as Wilhelm pops the ball up into short right center, and it's going to fall for a hit. So after going out in order 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first inning, Wilhelm gets Pocatello's first hit with a little flare into short left center field. And he's over there at first base, and that'll bring up J.D. Gunderson.
Carver Partlow is back on the mound. If you remember back to the top of the first inning, he took a line drive from Soriano off of his hand. His hand did save probably a base hit, though, but fortunately he is all right.
Gunderson, 2 for 6 on the tournament, has hit a solo home run yesterday as also has accounted for his only RBI so far of the day as well. So runner over at first, nobody out here in the top of the second. Partlow looks over at first, comes set at the belt. Holding now comes home, and the pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So a ball and a strike on Gunderson. Big talented third baseman. One of several members of this Pocatello team have already committed to go play college baseball as they've graduated from high school this year as seniors. And the pitch is swung on and missed, and the snap throw back to first is not in time. So a ball and 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in the top of inning number 2. 1-0. The Gillette Roughriders, who push across a run in the bottom of the first. Partlow kind of rolls the ball around in his throwing hand. Now comes set in the glove. The breaking ball misses down and away. Nice save there by the catcher Richards to keep it from going to the backstop, and the count evens again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Partlow's able to find a way out of this inning without allowing a run. And that play by Richards, keeping that runner at first, is going to be one of those underrated plays in an inning that really help a team out.
Outfield straightaway here against Gunderson. Even in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wilhelm with a short lead over there at first base. The catcher not really going anywhere as the pitch is swung on and missed. Bottom fell out of that thing as it got to home plate. Second strikeout for Partlow. So here's the right fielder, Ryan Foltz. Foltz, who had a couple of at-bats the other day. In fact, he's had 2 hits and 3 at-bats in the tournament thus far. As again, they'll go back over to first base, and Wilhelm with not much of a lead, but he's back in to the base on his hands and knees. Foltz waiting. Partlow still looks back over at first again, as they're going to go back over there again, and once again Wilhelm will dive back on the bag. Thinking that a play is in order of some type with 1 out here in the second inning as Partlow trying to keep Wilhelm as close as he can to the bag. As he comes set again, looks back over at first, and will now come home to Foltz. Breaking ball in the corner for a strike.
One thing that Torrey Hunter used to do when he was in the majors, every time the pitcher would pick off when the runner was on first and he was at the plate, he would square to bunt, faking that they have a play on or a bunt play on, just to try to put that in the mind of the defense, see if you can get them a little flat-footed or anticipating a bunt and getting a swing.
Partlow ready again. Again, Wilhelm's not more than about a step and a half off the bag, and that ball's looped along the line, and it's fair along the right field side. Wilhelm will head the third on the single by Foltz, and there'll be runners at the corners.
Good read by Wilhelm at first base, as soon as that ball was hit, he was off and going, knowing that ball was going to be down for a hit, gets himself all the way to third with 1 out.
Second hit of the inning. And now here's the big first baseman, Caden Knowles, who will now come up. So here's Knowles. Knowles, who ideally will look for a pitch that he can drive to right center field. That's normally where he likes to play the ball. If he gets a pitch down the middle that he can handle, there's the breaking pitch as he lays off to get a look at one, and it's going to cost him a strike, and it's 0-1.
It's a good first pitch there from Partlow. Start with an off-speed pitch. Makes that fastball look a little bit faster the first time the batter sees it.
Again, rolling that ball around in his offhand. now again turns and looks back at first base toward Foltz. Foltz again with not a very big lead over there. So they're very conservative here in the first inning. And the breaking pitch to Knowles, he takes up and in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, there's a big risk in rolling that ball in your hand. It's a comfort thing for the pitcher, but we saw last night in the Gillette game, if you drop that ball, it's going to be a balk. And especially with runners on, it's a real worry that you could have as the pitcher.
It's kind of almost like a nervous tick, just something to have to do with the hand while you're getting the signs. As Knowles, there he goes, driving one toward right center field. Drube coming over, makes the catch, tagging from third and coming home is Wilhelm, and we're tied at 1.
That is a great team at bat right there from Caden Knowles. Gets himself an RBI on the sacrifice fly, and he should get a lot of high fives heading back to the dugout as he ties this ball game at 1.
So 2 outs, runner at first base. As for Knowles, he picks up the RBI. That's his first of the tournament. As Wilhelm carries home the mail, and we're tied at 1. And with 2 outs, now here's the center fielder, Alex Wynn. Wynn, who played right field in the first 2 games, moves over to center with Evans on the mound today. And Wynn has 1 hit in 3 official at-bats so far here in the tournament. And he's also struck out once. If they're going to put a play on, now might be the time with 2 outs. The first pitch is outside to Win, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, it becomes even a better time now with a 1-0 count, pitcher behind in the count. Try a hit and run here. It's a real good count to do the hit and run.
Wynn, who will be a senior next year at Pocatello, was normally the guy who filled in center field for Pocatello High School when Evans would go in and pitch. As again they go to first base, and back to the bag over there is Foltz. So 1-1 here, top of the second. Partlow ready again. Next pitch, chip foul this time by Wynn, and it's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, for Carver Partlow, if you can hold them here to 1 run, go to the bottom of the inning, let your bats get back up to the plate. They scored a run in the first. Try to stay hot at the plate.
Remember the games earlier today? Cheyenne punched their ticket to the next round. They knocked off Bellevue 6-0 to eliminate Bellevue from the tournament. The 1-1 just missed the outside edge, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
It's a really good take there by Wynn, but that ball didn't miss by much, as that was very close to the outside corner.
I don't know if you saw Partlow or not. As the catcher was standing up to throw the ball back, he kind of took his offhand and held it out like, where was that? The other game earlier, just before we came on, Fort Collins beat Portland 4-3. The 2-1. Again, breaking ball. Misses down and away, and it's 3 balls and a strike.
It's a good at bat by Wynn in the 8-hole. You know, you try to get on base so you can flip that order to the top of the order. You know, obviously got 1 more hitter with Birch, but the bottom of the order, if they can get on base, that really sets the table for the top of your order.
Brady Birch waiting on deck, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. Here's the 3-1. And he misses down and away with it. Walks his first man, puts 2 men on base here for Pocatello with 1 out.
It's a good at bat there from Wynn. Didn't really get anything to hit, so he passes the baton on to Brody Birch. Now there's a runner in scoring position, 2 outs. A base hit into the outfield with the runner going on contact. That's a very good, very high percentage scoring opportunity for the Pocatello Running Rebels.
Birch, who was the starting pitcher in the first game when he matched up with the first game that the Pocatello won, by a score of 2-0. As shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes it when they beat Rocky Mountain that day. As Birch is a very talented pitcher on the mound, but he has accepted a scholarship offer to run track at Idaho State, as he will become their new top gun as far as running the 800 meters will be concerned. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, misses it inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, very fitting that he squared to bunt on that first opportunity, as he's got to be one of the lead candidates for the hardest man to throw out if he can drop that bunt down the third baseline, especially batting from the left-handed batter's box.
Still looking for his first hit of the tournament, however, as he's 0 for 2 officially with a strikeout and a walk. Here's the 1-1. Hit in the air towards center field. Coming over is Drube. Over into right center a few steps. He's there. Has it. Makes the catch. And the inning is over. And Pocatello escapes only, Gillette escapes, only giving up the 1 run in the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and a couple of men left. We're done with an inning and a half. 1-1 tie. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament, brought to you here by Signature Real Estate Group of Gillette, and it's all right here on mylocalradio.com.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
One tie as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And here in the bottom of the second inning, it'll be Kaysen Loftus, Brady Richards, and Hogan Tysted due up for the Roughriders. So Mac Evans ready to go to work here in the bottom of the second inning and hope see if he has a little bit of an easier time here in the second than he did in the first, as he got scratched up for a run in the first inning. First pitch, breaking ball on the corner for a strike, and it's 0-1.
The goal for Evans here, you want to get back into that dugout as quickly as possible. Your team scratched across a run for you in the top half of the inning. Try to get those bats back to the plate while they're hot.
The 0-1. Hit to center. Up on the ball comes Wynn, but he's going to have to play it on a hop.
Well, that's just a great piece of hitting there, taking the ball and sending it right back where it came from into center field for a base hit. Real good hitting so far for this Roughriders team.
Second inning in a row, they opened the inning with a single to at the outfield. Now here is the catcher, Brady Richards. Loftus has not attempted a stolen base yet in the tournament, as the first pitch to Richards is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. They were aggressive in the first inning. Let's see how aggressive they want to be here in the second, with Loftus over at first, leading off the inning with a hit. He's off to a little bit bigger lead this time. His right foot is just about out to that cutout. The bunt is pushed in the air. Ben Knowles can't quite get it as it bounces just in front of him in foul territory.
That bunt exploded off the bat of Brady Richards as it nearly gets to first base on the fly. Not what you're trying to do with the bunt. You want to try to deaden that thing out in front of the plate. If you pop that thing up, especially with a runner on first, that could very easily turn into a double play.
So not being able to get the bunt down. Richards back up there now. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. So they can't get the bunt down, and then Evans blows him away with a strikeout.
So real good pitch sequence there from Evans, as on the bunt threw a fastball high. Fastball is the straightest pitch to try to bunt. You throw it high, you're going to get a pop-up, and then he goes right back to that high fastball for the strikeout.
So here's Tysted as Hogan climbs in, and a balk is called. So they call a balk on Evans, and that's going to send Loftus down to second base. Not able to get the bunt down to move the runner up. Evans will do it for him with a balk, and runs into scoring position and see if Tysted can pick him up.
Now, interesting note on Hogan Tysted. I was talking to him during the weather delay in the second game. He's going to school for kinesiology, so really
good.
Bright kid. Wish him luck in that in the fall.
First pitch, hit foul back into the screen. That's 0-1.
but also talking with him because of how tough it is to study kinesiology in college. It kind of sounded like this might be the last crack at it for Hogan Tysted.
Tysted, a tough out. Starts today hitting an even 600 for the tournament. He's 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. He leads the Roughriders team and runs batted in. As again, the pitch hit foul over on the first base side, and it's 0-2.
He's absolutely had himself a couple of days here in the tournament. One of the underrated reasons why the Roughriders are still here undefeated.
Wind blowing out toward right center field about 20 miles an hour. Old Glory standing out straight, as you can read her plain as day. The 0-2. Kind of runs one outside, does Evans. Tysted lays off of it, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Dan Hubbard along with Aaron Poling and our producer-engineer Elin Olaf with you this afternoon here from Gillette. Evans ready again. They're going to go back to second base again. As again, Davis sneaks in behind the runner. But the runner gets back once again. That's Loftus out there at second base. Singled and went to second on a balk. Evans' 1-2 offering swung on and missed. So a couple of big strikeouts by Evans. Now there's 2 outs with the runner at second base.
A real good pitch up and in on the hands. A lot of batters around this age, they have a hole in their swing there, as that's a very tough pitch to get to on that inside corner at about the letters.
So there's 2 outs, and that brings up the number 9 hitter, Caden Killian, the left fielder. And the first pitch to Killian on the outside corner on the black, and it's 0-1. Killian has 1 hit in the tournament. He's 1 for 3. He's walked a couple of times as he's been in there in every game. The 0-1 from Evans. Off speed, he's out in front of it. It's 0-2.
Big chance here to strand that runner at second base after the single in the balk. You keep that runner standing right there as you go back to the dugout. We talked about it earlier in the inning, trying to get those bats for Pocatello back to the plate while they're hot.
So 0-2 the count on Killian. Evans sets and comes home and runs it away from him and just misses the outside corner. It's 1-2.
It's a great 0-2 pitch there, trying to catch the very outside of the black. Just missed. Wanted the call, but on 0-2, I really like trying to extend the zone as far as possible to see if you can steal a strike.
See if he comes back down and in here as the breaking pitch stays up, and it's even now at 2-2.
Now, if you're Killian, you're the 9 hitter. If you can find yourself a way on, you're going to put runners on base for the top of the order.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Loftus with a walking lead away from second. Vaughn sneaks in behind him as the next pitch is on the corner. Strike 3 called. So after giving up the leadoff single to Loftus, he strikes out Richards, Tysteds, and Killian in succession and leaves the man standing at second base. We're done with 2 in a 1-1 tie. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group. All the action's right here on MyLocalRadio.com.
The best away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
Trust, hard work, and experience is what you'll find at Brian's Muffler Shop in Evanston. Quality work at a great price. Brian's Muffler is the perfect fit for oil changes, stock and performance mufflers, and Anderson hitches and accessories. Call Brian's Muffler today, 789-7021.
Well, we'll move along here to the third in a 1-1 tie. In the Pocatello Runnin Rebels will start from the top of the order. Vaughn, Davis, and Serrano. The Partlow up there and trying to duck and get out of the way of the ball as Vaughn moves his head, didn't move the bat, and the ball hit the bat and ends up in foul territory, so it's 0-1.
That's sickening as a hitter. You do everything right, you take a pitch that's not in the zone, and suddenly now you're behind 0-1.
So big Carver Partlow rocks and comes home, the 0-1 pitch. Vaughn taking and takes another strike, and it's 0-2.
And now that ball above the head that turns strike is even bigger after you get a nasty hook on the outside corner.
You know, the Pocatello team, who normally hit for a lot of power and collect a lot of extra base hits, in the tournament here, this is their third game, they've only had 2 extra base hits. They've had a double and the home run by Gunderson as the 0-2 pitch bounces up there, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, getting it done in different ways. The pitching improves as you move along in this tournament, as you are facing state champions from 7 different states. We'll make that 6 because you're not facing yourself.
Partlow ready again, stands both feet on the rubber, rocks, and here he comes with the 1-2. It's high, the count evens at deuces. So Jace Vaughn headed to play college at Mesa Community College down in Mesa, Arizona. When they made their holiday trips down there to play in tournaments, and he just fell in love with the area. So when the opportunity came for him to go to Mesa to play, as the pitches rolled foul up along the third base side, when the opportunity came for him to go to Mesa, he was all too eager to say, yes, I'll take it, I'll go.
My guess is that Jace Vaughn doesn't really like snow all that much, so Arizona, it's a lot warmer
Absolutely.
in the winter than it is here.
2-2 on Vaughn. Partlow ready again. Here he comes with the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball past the mound. Peterson has it near the bag. Strong throw low. Dug out over there by Schilling for the out.
Heck of a dig there, as on the mound you get that ground ball to your shortstop, who's your best infielder, and you get a bad throw over. It's kind of demoralizing when that happens, as Schilling saves an error there. A good first baseman can make your infield that much better if they're able to pick the ball out of the dirt.
So here's Davis. Luke flew out to center his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Davis is one of 3 players on this Pocatello team who are headed to play at Treasure Valley Community College this next year after finishing his career at Highland High School.
That's got to be fun, going to college, playing baseball with your friends at the collegiate level. It's something that a lot of kids dream about growing up.
The next pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1 on Luke Davis, the second baseman.
It's interesting. We talked about Carver Partlow wiggling the ball in his hand when he's in the stretch. It's hard to tell if he's doing it in the glove, but in the windup, not as big of a deal.
Yeah, he has the ball inside the glove where he hides it until he breaks the hands to go to the motion. As that ball bounces up there, and now it's 2 balls and a strike. A lot of pitchers will fiddle with the ball like that, and once they have the pitch they want, then they can find the position they need to have the ball in to go to get the grip that they need to throw the specific pitch. Here's the 2-1. Misses down low, ball 3.
Yeah, and I do like that out of the windup, because a lot of times hitters are looking to see if you're digging in your glove. Because if you're digging in your glove, a lot of times you're not gripping the fastball, you're gripping the curveball. The pitchers have become better at disguising that. Sometimes, really reaching in there, cramming their hand in there to get a fastball and trying to deceive the hitter.
Here's the 3-1. It's up high, ball 4. Second walk given up by Partlow. You're right, and that's why most pitchers now who throw the split finger fastball, they will start in the glove with the split finger grip, because it's the hardest one to go to get. So if you start there, then you can very easily adjust to whatever other pitch you want to throw out of your repertoire. So here's Martin Serrano, who just about took the right hand of Partlow back with him towards center field his first time up, and ended up grounding out 1-6-3. Davis with a pretty good lead over at first. 1 out. And the pitch home to Serrano. Breaking ball, misses down and in, ball 1.
Good stop there by Richards behind the plate as that ball looked like it got to the dirt. Moving that runner along to second base for Serrano at the plate. You want to try to keep him at first, at least through this at-bat.
Again, Davis just about has that right foot out to the cut of the grass. That's the gauge for a pitcher and a catcher. Now he moves it out past there. He very well could be running on the pitch. And knowing that, Partlow goes over there to try to drive him back.
That's a real good time to throw over, especially with that huge lead there. You feel like you can pick him off, but Davis very quick getting back.
I don't, with the speed of game, and now you're limited to how many pickoff attempts you can make over at first base. It really takes a lot of that guessing game out of it. As again, he's got a good lead over there. Once again, Partlow's going after him.
Go
ahead.
You're taught as a first base runner, if you can get back sliding, I'd say about a half second before the tag hits you, that's probably the perfect lead, as it looks like Davis has the perfect lead for how quickly he can get back.
Well, he's back out there to the edge of the grass again. For a lot of teams, once that right foot gets past the edge of the grass, that's a tip-off to go to first base. As Davis bluffed and then started anyway, and Serrano pops the ball up in the infield. Now he's got to hustle back as Peterson able to catch the pop-up for the second out.
Yeah, it's great hustle to get back by Davis, reversing course, as it's not as easy as you think it is, getting back on a pop-up, trying to anticipate a base hit. Getting back is huge in the inning because ending the play on a double play like that's a big momentum killer.
So here's Gunnar Wilhelm. Wilhelm led off the second inning with a single, eventually came around to score on Caden Knowles' scoring fly ball. And before coming home, he'll back off the mound again. Will Partlow, not sure exactly what he wants to throw to Wilhelm.
So we're getting word that the winner of this game will play second tomorrow. So obviously both teams are through to tomorrow, but you win, you play with no losses tomorrow, and you play second.
As a pitch to Wilhelm, good breaking pitch, swings through it, and it's 0-1.
Davis, no matter what, it seems like his just normal lead is right there at the cutoff, as he is a super aggressive base runner with that lead.
Again, Davis out there. The next pitch home to Wilhelm. Bounces up there, bounces away from the catcher Richards, and that's going to allow the runner to go to second base.
And that's what that aggressive lead can do for you, as that pitch gets away from Richards just barely, maybe 2 feet away, and Davis is in standing up. As you love to see a fearless base runner, as it seems a lot of kids are worried about getting picked off, as I'm sure Davis with that lead has been picked off before, but you love the fearlessness out of Davis.
Davis makes a great stop on the ball that's ruled a wild pitch that allows Davis to go to second base. As that pitch misses the outside edge, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Here on Gunnar Wilhelm, the catcher for the Pocatello Runnin' Rebels.
Nice hitter's count here, 2-1 with 2 outs. Got to imagine Davis, the aggressive lead he gets, he's going to be even more aggressive on the secondary, going on contact. Once again, real good opportunity here for the Running Rebels to take the lead.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Fastball over for a strike, and it's 2-2.
It's a real good 2-1 pitch, though. You throw a fastball on the inner third. A lot of hitters at this age, they're looking to dive out over the plate. If you can come in on the hands in a hitter's count, a lot of times you're going to get a take for a strike.
2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the third in a 1-1 tie. Pitch home to Wilhelm. Little ground ball wide of third. Over to get it. There is Schilling. Straightens, throws, and gets him. So the walk with 1 out in the inning comes to mean nothing as Davis is left at second base. No runs, no hits. A walk and 1 man left. We're done with 2.5. We'll go to the bottom of the third in a 1-1 tie on this, the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament, brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group, and it's all right here on mylocalradio.com.
I'm Kendall Roberts with the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition. Whether your car is a classic car or a new one, buckle up every time. Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
When you have an appointment with the dentist, it's reassuring to know that you're going to be seen by experienced, well-trained professionals. At Bear River Dental in Evanston, Dr. Lester, Dr. Owens, and Dr. Welch check every box. Plus, they're really nice people. Their passion to provide excellent dental care is reflected in everything from state-of-the-art equipment to professional, hard-working staff. Choose the professionals at Bear River Dental, serving patients of all ages. Call today to schedule an appointment.
1-1 tie here in the bottom of the third as Mac Evans back out there to go to work, and he'll face the top of the order for the Gillette Roughriders here in the third inning. Seth Peterson, Corey Schilling, and Mason Drube.
Nice little bounce back inning there in the bottom of the second inning for Evans after, he got roughed up a little bit, but he was able to induce that inning-ending double play. And there's just something about getting out of an inning in a double play that makes you feel good with a lot of confidence coming off the mound.
So waiting for Mac to finish his warm-up tosses, which he does. They fire through, and here comes Peterson. Peterson singled, stole a base, and scored on the RBI single by Mason Drube in the first inning.
Starting things off for your Riders, number 4, your shortstop, Seth Peterson.
Very athletic player. Causes a lot of havoc defensively and offensively with his legs.
That hit that he had in the first inning was his third of the tournament. Little ground ball along the third base side as running, and not in time. Gunderson charged and fielded the ball but couldn't get it out of his glove cleanly, and it allowed Peterson the extra half step that he needed.
And those legs pay off again there for Peterson as he gets out of the box quickly and beats out what was actually a pretty good play despite the double clutch from Gunderson, as he made that a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
So that hit the second of the day for Peterson, fourth for Gillette overall. And now here is Corey Schilling, who lined out his first time up and hits the first pitch foul back into the screen.
For Evans, it seems like he's had runners on base through most of the game. A lot of these pitches come with runners on, little pressure pitches for him.
Peterson over at first. Another one of those guys with a high likelihood of running, and the next pitch is up high, and it's a ball and a strike here to Schilling.
Yeah, already has one swipe in the contest. See if Pocatello decides to pitch out, throw over to first, try to disrupt the timing of Peterson at first base.
As they go over there, speaking of disrupting the timing, as Evans puts him face first in the dirt, headed back as he has to dive back into first base.
I wonder, diving back into the bag, which is worse, getting the dirt in your face or the turf here at Gillette.
The 1-1. Swung on and missed, and it's 1-2.
So,
you know what about playing on this kind of turf? It's the dirt you can kind of brush out of your eyes. The little grounded up pellets of rubber made from old tires, they get up in your eyes and they don't just brush out. The 1-2 misses up high, and it's 2-2.
Kind of feel we had a turf soccer field growing up. We play soccer on there every once in a while. It feels like there's just turf everywhere when you're done with the contest that you're playing, whether it's baseball or soccer.
Here comes the 2-2 to Schilling as Evans holds, still holding, looks back over at first once again. Now the 2-2 pitch. Inside out swing, popped up along the right field side, and it's going to fall untouched, and it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the Major League scoreboard, one game already done today. The Braves shut out the Cubs at Wrigley 8-0. Max Fried, his first game back off the disabled list, allowed just 3 hits over 6 innings to collect the win. A couple of games getting started right about now as well. Tampa Bay is at Detroit, and the Washington Nationals in Cincinnati to take on the Reds. The 2-2 pitch once again misses down and away, and that'll run the count full, 3-2.
Decision time here for the Roughriders. 3-2 count Do they send Peterson? He's got speed. Do they try to keep out of the double play by starting the runner on the pitch?
We'll keep an eye on Peterson as Evans comes set at the letters. There he goes, and the pitch is up high, ball 4. First walk today charged to Mac Evans, 2 on, nobody out. And now here comes Mason Drube. Drube, who plays in a ballpark that has the advertising panels along the outfield fence, but in his case, one of those panels is dedicated to his dad. As the first panel out in right center field is a memorial to his father, who died a couple of years ago from COVID-19, as expecting a bunt. Pressed the Pocatello infielders running all over the place, and finally Evans, seeing his defense is not in the proper position, backs off, and they'll try it all again.
That's a real uncomfortable feeling as you're coming down the third baseline as a third baseman and the batter's not squaring to bunt.
So the panel in right center field says Drube Strong, and I understand that there's also now a Memorial Baseball tournament. It's played in his honor. It has his name on it to help raise funds here locally, and it's been quite a success in the couple of years they've had it. So the Pocatello infield is going to get together to make sure everybody knows exactly what they're doing and what the plays are and signals are, because they're all running about 4 different directions, looking like a jailbreak on the trying to get ready to play bunt defense.
This tells me with the shortstop charging so hard to third base and Jace Vaughn that they want to try to cut that lead runner down at third.
Yeah, that's what's called the wheel play, as Vaughn would come up and he would basically try to run in front of the runner and then beat the runner to third base and be there for a force play as a pitch is swung on and missed. That would allow both the corner infielders to come up and squeeze and play the bunt.
The only issue with that, though, is Drube swung the bat there, and with Vaughn all the way at third base, that opens up a huge gap at shortstop where you can hit a 15 hopper that's going to score a run.
Well, that's the thing is, do they take the bunt off? Does he pull the bat back at the last minute? Because you got guys running all over the place, because Davis also has to run to first, to cover the bag there as Evans bluffs back toward second base.
It's almost a sellout play, though, for the defense, as you're either going to get the out at third or doesn't seem like you're going to get any outs, but that's the importance of cutting down that lead runner.
Evans ready again. Drube shows bunt, pops it up, and it's going to drop untouched and out of play. So it's 0-2.
Gillette tries to bunt when the wheel play is off. I do like that, as you can see how important this game is, as head coach of the Riders, Nate Perleyberg, is having his 3-hole hitter bunt.
Well, that's twice now that Gillette has not been able to get the bunt down in a bunting situation. And let's see if they're going to ask Drube to still bunt here with an 0-2 count, or they're going to take it off and let him swing away. They're going to go back to second base again first, and Davis again sneaking in behind the runner, and the throw not in time. Another good crowd as the folks in Gillette and the folks who made the trip over from Pocatello join us here in the ballpark today. 1-1 here in the bottom of the third. 2 on and nobody out. And the 0-2 pitch hit foul back into the screen.
I like that last throw over to second from Evans, because if you're going to sell out, try to get the runner at third, keeping that runner at second base as close as possible is going to help your defense out quite a bit.
Knowles playing in front of the runner at first. Gunderson even with the bag at third. Time called. As Drube wasn't quite ready. Asked for it, got timeout from the home plate umpire. Now climbs back in. Evans ready again. And the 0-2 offering. It jams him and he pulls it foul down the left field line.
That is a good location. I'm actually shocked that Drew was able to get his bat to that ball and put it not necessarily in play, but able to follow it off, as that ball looked like it was inside off the plate, with Drew is on top of the plate as he is. It almost looks like he's swinging in self-defense there.
So it stays at 0-2. Evans with a new ball. Here comes the 0-2 pitch once again. It's pulled into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Over to get it is Barch. The throw to the plate is offline, and that allows the run to come in. Throw back to third, and they got an out there.
As we have that on the My Local Rodeo replay, is a lot of things happening there. First of all, great swing by Drew as he drills the single into left field. Good backup by Evans on the play, as you're taught as the pitcher, get behind where you think the throw is going to go, so that way you can back up. He does, and he helps himself out by collecting an out.
So it's an RBI single for Drew. He goes to second on the throw home to the plate, but the throw home to the plate, which got away from Wilhelm, was backed up by Evans, who throws a strike back down to third, and Schilling is out 7-1-5 for the first out of the inning. So runner at second with a run home, 2-1 Gillette leading again. And at the plate is Riley Schilling, the first baseman. And he takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1.
I think Evans might kick himself a little bit for that last pitch, as that was an 0-2 count that Droop singled on.
So Droop, with a pair of hits, has driven in both runs today as well for Gillette. And here's the 0-1. That's up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield straightaway against Schilling. Right fielder Foltz a little bit deeper than normal because the wind is still picking up and blowing that direction. Fastball inside again to Schilling, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
I like that fastball inside, make him move his feet. You know, a lot of these Rough Rider hitters are right on top of that plate. Try to earn a little space there if you're Evans.
Comes set, looks back at Drew, comes home, breaking ball, hit in the air along the right field side. Foltz is there, makes the catch, tagging and going to third is Drew, and will be there as the ball comes in on a couple of hops.
That is great base running by Drew. As you move yourself over to third, a lot more ways to score from third than there are second, even with 2 outs.
So Drew at third. Here is Dominic Hacker. Hacker, who hit into that double play that ended the bottom of the first inning, now comes up with a man at third base and tries to atone for the double play that he hit into and give his team a 2-run lead. As the first pitch to Hacker, fastball is outside, ball 1. Hacker, who has 3 hits on the tournament, he's 3 for 8. He's driven in a couple of runs as he takes that ball again, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, being on top of the plate, every time that pitch comes inside, it looks like it's way closer to the hitter than it is. And hitters react, as we've seen a lot of fastballs called for a strike or hitters jackknifing out of the way.
Evans again, misses again, and it's 2-1. Check that. They have 3-0 on the board. That first pitch must have been called a ball. The 3-0 pitch is he walks Hacker on 4 pitches. Second walk of the inning given up by Evans. And that'll bring up Kason Loftus, who singled to lead off the second inning as he comes up for the second time. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. 2-1 Gillette Roughriders leading here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. First pitch hit in the air to short, shallow right. Foltz coming up and makes the catch. Good running catch by Ryan Foltz, able to outrun that thing before it could fall in front of him. But the Rough Riders get a run on 2 hits and a pair of walks, and will take the lead as we go to the 4th inning. Done with 3, it's Gillette 2, Pocatello 1. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament, brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group in Gillette, and it's all here on mylocalradio.com.
Dad, I heard that human eyes can distinguish between 1 to 10 million different colors. Is that true?
That is true. The human eye is amazing. We use our eyes not only to work and learn, but also to simply enjoy the beauty that surrounds us. At Uinta Eye and Vision, we care about each individual's eye health needs. Whether a person is looking for computer glasses, polarized sunglasses to assist in outdoor hobbies, contact lenses, or has general eye health needs, we are here to listen to our patients' thoughts and concerns to help them enjoy their amazing eyes.
Call today to schedule an appointment. 789-3937.
With 25 years of successful industry experience, Mountain West Business Solutions looks forward to providing all of our customers with exceptional service, industry-leading technology, and a one-of-a-kind buying experience. Having your office equipped with the right technology makes all the difference in the world. With a lower cost per print, we will supply you with the right technology for the best price. Great people, great products, and great service. Mountain West Business Solutions, 133 Bear River Drive, Evanston. All right, 2-1. Gillette leading Pocatello as the Runnin Rebels come back up here, and J.D. Gunderson will lead it off as we go to the top of the fourth inning, and the first pitch breaking ball misses inside, ball one. Gunderson, Foltz, and Knowles to come up for their hacks here in the fourth. As Partlow comes home again, fastball that misses high and away, and it's 2-0.
Hitters count here for Gunderson. Has some pop in that bat as he's homered already in the tournament.
Welcome you back to the Union broadcast booth. Everything else is just internet. 2-0 delivery to Gunderson. Hits him. Tried to come in, came too far in. And the leadoff man aboard.
It's not necessarily a walk, but kind of kick yourself for allowing that leadoff man on for, I guess he did pay a little in flesh, but, you know, you don't make him earn it with the bat.
Exactly. You know, and nobody ever tells you if that 90% stat for leadoff walks coming around to score includes hit batters or not. But you have to kind of figure it out as pretty much the same. So Gunderson with a kind of a shimmying lead over their first base, shuffling his feet back and forth. Partlow gets Partlow's attention, and Foltz, tired of waiting, asks for him, gets time out, and backs out.
Talking about Davis having a big lead. Gunderson's trail foot was out past the cutoff of the grass there.
And grabs Partlow's attention again before he can even come set this time, as once again, Gunderson will hop back on the bag. Partlow now ready as he sets at the belt. And again, Gunderson still shuffling around over there. The breaking ball misses outside, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes on Ryan Foltz. Foltz singled his only time up here in this game. And Ryan now 3 for 4 overall on the tournament.
One of the more effective ways you can hold the runners is varying your deliveries home. Max Scherzer mastered this with his time with the Tigers.
Pitch home to Foltz. It is up high, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes, and that's going to get a visit to the mound by the head coach, Nick Perleyberg, is going to go out and talk to his right-hander.
Scherzer used to hold the ball for up to 8 seconds sometimes, and that forces that runner. They get antsy when you're in that position, but also as a pitcher, that is a long time to stay perfectly still in the set position, but I think that's the best way to hold the runner on first base if they're a base-stealing threat.
Exactly. And if there's potentially a play on, or if he's running, what you're trying to do is you're trying to make him stand there in that set position and take the spring out of his legs. That may cost him that extra half step that you would need to throw him out at second base.
Still awaiting the first strike of the inning for Partlow, as it was a 2-0 count when he hit the batter on first, Gunderson.
So here's Foltz as he climbs back in with a 2-0 count. Partlow ready again and comes home. And it's up high, ball 3. Falls behind 3-0 now on Foltz. To get a ball high on Foltz, it takes a little doing. Foltz is about 6'4.5" and was the leading scorer on the basketball team, or one of the leading scorers on the basketball team at Pocatello this year. And that pitch over for a strike.
A lot of large athletes on this Pocatello team.
There are. I don't know what they're putting in the water up there in the valley. But the Gym City is producing some big kids and big athletes right now. The 3-1. Hit in the air, right along the right field line, coming over. A trio of Roughriders, and it can't get it as it falls foul.
Yeah, 3 giving chase, but that ball just kind of lands in that no man's land over in right field.
So Foltz will come back. Gunderson back to first. Still nobody out here in the top of inning number 4, 2-1. Gillette leading as they've pushed out single runs in the first and in the third. Partlow with a new baseball comes back up on top, comes set, checks over at Gunderson, comes home now, and that pitch popped up. Right in the middle of the infield. Hacker on the infield dirt puts that away for the first out. So unable to get the ball down or in play, Foltz pops up, and that brings up Caden Knowles.
Next up for Pocatello is number 19.
Knowles with a very typical Knowles swing. His first time up, hit a ball in the air to right center field, was deep enough to get the run home, and tying the game at 1 at that time. So now he's up there with 1 out and a runner at first base. Partlow ready again, peeks over that front shoulder back toward Gunderson, holds, still holds, and now he's going to go over there, and Gunderson back on the bag.
It's a real good job there by Partlow holding and then going over, freezing the runner.
Had a little bit of rain earlier, had a lightning delay during our first game today. Still clouds ringing the area, but not really a threat of rain at the moment. As the first pitch home to Knowles is over for a strike.
Wind still blowing hard from the left field corner to right field. As Knowles, like you said, likes to swing to right center field, that could be an advantage for him.
Yep. About 20 miles an hour is Old Glory standing straight out in her glory. Partlow ready again, holding. Again, trying to take the spring out of the step of Gunderson, and the 0-1 pitch is hit foul, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, you can definitely see it in his approach. He does love to go that way, and, you know, it's a great thing. You get a fastball, you try to hit it to right center field. If they try to throw you a wrinkle with a curveball or something off speed, because you're thinking right center field, you'll be able to get around the ball and pull it just because of your approach.
So 0-2 the count on Knowles. Waiting. Now he comes home. The 0-2 pitch is a ground ball to the right side. Over to get it is Hacker. He has one play. Back over to first, and there's 2 outs.
And also that approach from Knowles. It gets you ground balls towards first base. It allows that runner to move to second base.
Go ahead.
That leaves a runner in scoring position for Wynn.
That'll bring up Alex Wynn. Wynn, the center fielder, walked his first time. Now climbs in as Gunderson now stands at second base, advancing on the ground ball hit behind him. As Partlow starts to roll the ball around nervously in his hand once again before coming set. And the first pitch home here to Wynn. Breaking ball stays up and in, ball 1.
You know, it's kind of the baseball equivalent of those fidget spinners.
Exactly.
That kids play with. I mean, it could very well be the reason why Partlow does that is, you know, there are a lot of nervous moments in a baseball game. You take that nervous energy and focus it somewhere else. It could really help a kid mentally on the mound.
How many fidget spinners did you have when you were a kid?
You're never going to believe this, but 0. As
the next pitch home to Wynn, and misses inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Now, I never owned any either. I figured I was the old school. I wanted a fidget spinner. I'd just roll my thumbs over and over.
I'm a leg bouncer. If you haven't noticed, sitting next to me for 3 days straight.
I have. I've kind of been wondering when that earthquake was going to stop.
I've been trying to stop. I got my foot wedged in between the bottom bar of the chair for you.
2-0. Partlow ready again. They're kind of ducking in behind Gunderson. The 2-0 pitch is down in the dirt. Knocked down nicely there by Richards, but the count goes to 3-0.
Kind of a similar at-bat in his first plate appearance for Wynn, as he ended up drawing the walk. Got one pitch to swing at, but he stays within himself really well, and you love to see that out of a bottom-of-the-order guy. That sounds like an insult, but, you know, you are a much better team if the bottom of the order understands their job, and they do their job.
3-0 count on Wynn. Here's the 3-0 offering. On the corner, it's 3-1. Brady Birch would be next if Wynn can extend the inning. 2-1 Gillette leads, top of inning number 4. Hacker still trying to bird dog out there at second base to try to keep Gunderson close. Looking, holding, and now finally here comes the 3-1. That's rolled foul over by the third base dugout, and the count now full, 3-2.
So not only does that take the spring out of the runner's legs on base, at the plate, when the pitcher's holding the ball that long, you get real antsy. You're ready to go, and he's making you wait. This is real effective against guys that lift their heel with their front leg.
So 3-2, 2 outs. Gunderson with that walking lead away from second base. And here comes the 3-2. And it misses down and away. In fact, it bounces away from the catcher, and that's going to allow Gunderson to go to third.
So I think that ball getting away from Richards cost, obviously, the 90 feet with the runner going to third. But that very well could have cost a strike 3 call there. If he could hold it there and give the ump something to look at, maybe he gets the call. But because he tried to snap it back real quick, it's off the tip of the glove. And that tying run's now 90 feet away.
So the wild pitch, it's ruled, allows Gunderson to get to third. That's the second wild pitch against Partlow of this outing. And now with runners at the corners and 2 outs, here's Brady Birch. Birch flew out to center to end the second inning. So he's 0 for 1 here in the game. Now he comes up here with another chance to pick up an RBI as he left 2 men on base his first time up. Now up there in the same situation, trying to pick up a run to get Pocatello even once again. Hitting from the left side, Partlow ready, checks the runner back behind him, comes home to Birch, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that he drops on the outside corner for 0-1.
Hasn't done that much, but in a big situation here, goes to that curveball, steals a strike.
So Gunderson with a lead off into foul territory. Coming down the line from third. The onus on Richards to keep the ball in front of him as Partlow already has 2 wild pitches charged against him here in the game. As they go back over to first base and back to the bag is Wynn. Wynn has not attempted a stolen base in the first couple of games of the tournament. In fact, coming into this game, the Pocatello Runnin' Rebels are doing anything except what their name would suggest. They only had 1 attempted stolen base in the first 2 games of the tournament. Pitch to Birch's line to right field, base hit. That'll get the run in, and it's a 2-2 tie.
What a way for Birch to rip that collar off and get his first hit of the tournament in a big time when his team needed him to come through, as I'm sure he felt real bad about leaving those 2 men on earlier, and now he comes through here to tie the ball game.
First hit of the inning collects the Gunderson, who was hit by a pitch to open the inning. And once again, there's that free base to start an inning that somebody turns into a run. So 2 on, 2 out, back to the top of the order, and Jace Vaughn, who's 0 for 2 so far on the day. As Partlow ready again, looks back at Wynn a couple of times and comes home to Vaughn. Breaking ball, misses inside, ball 1. First baseman Schilling playing behind the runner, Birch, over at first base.
Yeah, allows Birch to get a couple more steps on that ball in the gap with 2 outs. That could be the difference between scoring a run and staying at third.
And one of the favorite defensive plays for Pocatello is to have the first baseman sneak in behind the runner. as Vaughn hits one off the thumbs, rolls it weakly up along the first base line. Schilling picks it up, steps on the bag, and the inning is over. But they get a run to get even.
This presentation.
1 run on a hit, and they leave 2 men on base as we're done with 3.5. 2-2 tie. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group. And it's all right here on mylocalradio.com.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Risk takers, adventure seekers, optimists, authentic people with a fire in their belly and greatness in their hearts. You'll find them here, in a place where the spirit of the cowboy lives and thrives.
I am a cowboy. I am a cowboy.
Soy vaquera. The world needs more cowboys.
All right, Pocatello gets even as we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 2-2 tie. 2 runs, 3 hits for Pocatello. 2 runs, 5 hits for Gillette as we go to work here in the bottom of the 4th. And Casey Loftus will lead, or take that back. It's Brad Richards leading off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bottom third of the order due up for the Roughriders. Richards, Tysted, and Killian as the next pitch is swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Richards in his last at-bat failed to get the sacrifice bunt down with runners on. It looks like he's trying to make up for that all-in-one swing.
Off-speed breaking pitch misses inside, and it's 2-1. So once again, the Pocatello offense gets Evans even and sends him back out to the bump, tied, this time at 2. The 3-1 is up high, and apparently now it is 3-1. Pocatello defensively and around the infield playing back as the pitch to Richards is hit foul, runs the count full, now 3-2. Richards struck out his first time up. In fact, this is the third of the order that Evans struck out in order in the second inning as that ball is hit on the line right at Vaughn at shortstop for the first out.
It's a good job bouncing back there from Evans. He fell behind 3-1 in the count. And like we keep ad nauseum probably to the viewers talking about that free base to start the inning and how often that comes around to score, as coming back and getting the out is huge there for Evans.
So with 1 out, here's Hogan Tystad. First pitch to the designated hitters, swung on and missed as he swings through the breaking pitch.
Another interesting note about Tystad is he actually lives in Newcastle. So he drives almost an hour every single day to get here to play baseball.
As that pitch is inside and hits him. Second hit batter of the game against Mac Evans. And with 1 out, there's a runner at first base. So that brings up Keaton Killian.
It's a love of the game for Tystad, coming and driving an hour every single day, every summer, as that could be taxing on a person, as you know. 2 hours out of your day in the car, and you're just a young kid. You're not even driving to work. Shows the love of the game there.
I know a young man back home where I work in Preston who plays for Preston and drives an hour from Preston to Pocatello to play on the Preston single A team, or the Pocatello single A team. As the first pitch hit foul by Killian, and it's 0-1.
Shows an extreme love for the game of baseball. These kids willing to do anything to get better at the game. You love to see it.
I asked his dad when I saw him the other day before we left here to come over here. He says, "You happy to see the baseball season over?" And he says, "Well, my pocketbook sure is," as he was paying for gas for him to drive back and forth an hour each way to go to practice and games. as the pitch is up high. Now evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Evans ready. Going to step off. Because he stepped off first, he could have the little fake move over to first base.
It's just what it takes sometimes to play ball out here. There are not a ton of teams around.
Pitch home to Killian, hit foul off the third base side. Gunderson giving chase half-heartedly, and it's going to fall untouched, and it's 1-2.
So there are 8 Double-A teams in the state of Wyoming. Actually make that 7 with 1 single-A team, the Cheyenne Hawks, taking place in a Double-A schedule. And I can think of, off the top of my head, 7 travel ball teams all in the same county that I grew up in. It's just different opportunities.
Now the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strikeout of Killian, second out of the inning. Back to the top of the order, and Seth Peterson will come up. 4th strikeout for Mac Evans.
It's a good bounce back for Evans after hitting Tysted in the prior at bat.
So here's Peterson, who's 2 for 2 and has scored twice. So a bit of a challenge here for Evans to get the out and get out of the inning. The first pitch is a breaking ball, misses down and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Peterson with 2 hits. Drube has 2 hits, and Loftus has the other of the 5 hits for the Gillette Roughriders. And the next pitch on the corner this time, and it's 1-1.
And that pitch is the 65th pitch thrown by Evans.
Ball and a strike. Looks back over at Tysted, who was hit by a pitch, standing over at first base. Next pitch, breaking ball. This one's on the inside half. Good pitch, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, it kind of froze Peterson as wanted to swing. Looked like he tried to fire it off, but was unable to do so.
So 1-2 on Peterson, and the pitch home is grounded foul. He tried to take a shot at the right field line, and Peterson rolled it foul just outside of the bag. Everybody will go back to their spots. Tystad back to first. Peterson comes back, picks the bat up again. And a new ball for Mac Evans, and go back to work. Foltz, the right fielder, playing deep and almost in the corner. The 1-2 pitch. Yeah, it's knocked down out in front of home plate. Nice knockdown by Wilhelm. And no advancement as the count goes to 2-2.
Yeah, big play in the inning, especially depending on how this at-bat finishes out. That gets away further. Runner gets on second. Peterson, happens to poke a single with 2 outs, and suddenly it's a 3-2 game. Great stop there by Wilhelm.
So Evans ready. The 2-2 offering popped up into short right center field. Ball deeper than I thought it was going to be, but Foltz, short of the track, able to put it away for out number 3. Gillette turned aside here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, a hit batter, and 1 man left as we are done with 4. As we'll go to the top of the 5th and a 2-2 tie here in the Double-A West Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament, brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group in Gillette, and it's all right here on mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Do you want to further your education? Are you thinking of attending college? You can start now here in Evanston. Western Evanston Outreach provides students with a low-cost alternative to leaving town. Western offers a variety of degrees including nursing, EAS, and our brand new cybersecurity, also offering a variety of certificate programs that can be completed all right here in Evanston. Western Evanston Outreach, we are your local community college.
Well, we'll go top 5 in a 2-2 tie. Hope you're enjoying this one as much as we'll be bringing it to you. So far, it's been a dandy. As Carver Partlow ready to go back to work here in the top of the 5th. And the first pitch misses outside and away. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, a couple of games got started at the top of the hour on the Major League docket today. We'll get you caught up on a couple of scores here as we go along. As Luke Davis leads it off here for Pocatello. Takes that pitch on the corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Davis 0 for 1 officially, also was walked in the game. Rays get off to a quick start at Tiger Stadium. They lead 4-0 in the top of the 3rd. Sorry, Aaron. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball stays high again, and it's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, for about 10 years now, I've gotten pretty used to it.
Done with 3 in Cincinnati. The Reds lead the Nationals 3-0. Astros leading the Yankees at the stadium in the Bronx 3-0 after the top of the 1st. Partlow ready, comes home with a 2-1 pitch. And that one's up high again. Ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike.
If you're a baseball fan, I encourage you at least one time in your life, take in a game at Yankee Stadium.
No.
The atmosphere is incredible.
No. Well, I take that back. I'll probably go to Yankee Stadium before I go back to San Francisco as the 3-1 pitch to Davis is lined to center field.
Yeah, Oracle Park in San Francisco seems like you're playing in front of like a brick building with that wall out in right field. And, you know, there's a lot of space to cover out there, and it's kind of a weird game to play.
Let me tell you, the baseball viewing in San Francisco changed when they left Candlestick Park. Not because of the weather, not because of the fog, but there's another element involved. Here's Serrano. Martin is grounded out and popped up as the pitch is pulled foul. There is a restaurant in the San Francisco Bay Area that had a little office, not office, but a vending place in the old Candlestick Park, and they serve the world's strongest garlic fries. And when you walk through the front gates at Old Candlestick Park, that permeated smell of garlic that had permeated the concrete would, over the years, just hit you right in the face as you walked through the front gate, and you knew exactly where you were. You were at Candlestick Park in San Francisco.
So it sounds like you're mad that Oracle Park doesn't stink like garlic.
Well, give it time. It will.
Yeah, okay.
Next pitch home to Serrano. Hit back up the middle, headed towards center field. Knocked down by the second baseman. Gets up and throws him out. What a play.
Let's check that out on the My Local Rodeo replay as second baseman Hecker, ranging far to his right, dives, makes the play, comes up guns for the web gem here, as that's a great play. Instead of runners on first and second, nobody out, it limits the running Rebels to runners on second, 1 out.
So the go-ahead run at second base with 1 out, and now here is the catcher, Gunnar Wilhelm, who's singled and grounded out.
Yeah, tough day at the office for Serrano as he's hit 2 balls back up the middle, 1 off the pitcher into a ground out, and then he's a victim of that awesome play there by Hecker.
Wilhelm waiting, Partlow on top, looks back at second base and now backs off before coming home. The one thing I will not miss about Candlestick Park was the weather, and we talked about it as the first pitch breaking ball over for a strike. When Candlestick first opened, of course where it was out there in Candlestick Point, the weather was horrible, and the winds would bring the weather in right off the bay. And one night it was so foggy that the manager for the Giants, Leo DeRocher at the time, was concerned about the fog coming in and into center field. And he went out to complain to the home plate umpire, said it was too foggy to play. We can't physically play. You can't see my outfielder. Well, at that time, the outfielder was Willie Mays. And the home plate umpire said, I can see Mays in center field. It's perfectly fine to play. and that became the standard from that point on. If you could see Mays in center field, it was okay to play. As the pitch is hit foul by Wilhelm, and it's 0-2.
Now, we're used to Willie Mays being the barometer for how good a center fielder is. As great center fielders are compared to, of course, the great Willie Mays. And now we're learning that Fogg is also measured by Willie Mays.
Oh, 0-2 the count on Wilhelm. And the pitch home is up high. And it's a ball and a strike.
And, of course, my gripe against San Francisco is a little bit different than yours. Of course, the 2012 World Series, Detroit Tigers got swept and waxed out of the building by the San Francisco Giants.
And as Mark Twain was quoted as saying, talking about San Francisco, the coldest winter I'd ever spent was a summer in San Francisco, as the pitch to Wilhelm is swung on and missed.
Yeah, we have that on the My Local Radio or Rodeo replays. That's a big pitch in the inning, stranding that runner at second with 2 outs.
Up next from Pocatello is number 6, J.D. Gunderson.
So here comes J.D. Gunderson with a go-ahead run at second base, and now 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, apparently Mark Twain's never been to Evanston, Wyoming. I met that winter this year. Wasn't fun. And I'm from Michigan, too.
Gunderson struck out, was hit by a pitch, and scored a run. And takes that pitch right back up to the middle into center field for a hit. Here comes Davis around third. He will score, and Pocatello has its first lead of the game. It's 3-2.
Great piece of hitting there, ambushing Partlow with a ground ball back up the middle. Drew charged it hard, but sometimes discretion is the better part of valor, as instead of coming up firing home and allowing that run to go to second base, he settles to throw to second base, as I don't know if he would have gotten the runner scoring.
So the Runnin Rebels on top, 3-2, as now Ryan Foltz comes up, who's 1 for 2. And Gunderson over there at first base. So J.D. delivers again, as he's had some big at-bats here in the tournament, including the only home run hit by Pocatello in the 2.5 games, as the first pitch to Foltz over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Philadelphia leads the Royals in Philadelphia, top of the second, 2-0. The 0-1 pitch on the way, as Foltz hits it in the air toward right field. Going back on the ball is Killian. He's there and makes the catch. But they get a run to take the lead, does Pocatello. It's 3-2, 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave 1 on base. We're done with 4.5. We'll move along here to the bottom of the 5th. The Runnin Rebels leading 3-2 in this AA West Regional Baseball Tournament game. Brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group of Gillette, right here on mylocalradio.com.
Water testing, community enhancement grants, seedling trees and wildflowers, classroom lessons and specialty workshops, composting and conservation of water and soil. The Uintah County Conservation District is here to serve Uintah County residents. Visit our website today, uintahcountycd.com.
I buckle up because there's been too many fatalities around our house where somebody would have survived if they'd been wearing their seatbelt.
I definitely wear my seatbelt to keep him safe.
I wear it just for safety.
I buckle up because my mom makes me.
I buckle up to set a good example for my kids and to make sure they stay safe.
Getting home safe to my family. I buckle up because it keeps me safe. Go Pokes, buckle up!
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 runs, 5 hits for Pocatello. 2 runs, 5 hits for Gillette. Neither side has committed an error. And here in the bottom of the 5th innings, it'll be Corey Schilling, Mason Drew, and Riley Schilling. As the first pitch to Corey is over for a strike, and it's 0-1, as Mac Evans still out there for the Runnin Rebels, and now with his first lead of the day. As the breaking ball again on the corner for a strike. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, we talked about when they tied the game how important it was to put a 0 on the board. Now that you got the lead, you can get your bats back to the dugout, try to extend that lead.
The 0-2 pitch hit foul off the first base side, and it stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Evans, who has walked 2, struck out 4, and he's hit 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Comes home, the 0-2 to Schilling is ripped toward the gap in left center field. It's going to get down, and it's going to roll out toward the wall. Wynn picks it up, and before he can get it back in, it's a leadoff double for Corey Schilling.
We'll go to that on the My Local Rodeo replay as Schilling absolutely drills that ball as it lands in left center field. Good job by the center fielder, Wynn, getting to that ball before it gets to the wall. If that ball rolls to the wall, it is a triple. Instead, he holds Schilling to a double.
First hit of the game for Schilling, and now here's Mason Drube. Drube with a pair of hits, and he's driven in both runs for the Roughriders, and both those runs scored by Seth Peterson. As this pitch is a big chopper towards short, Vaughn has to wait for a hop. Now he has to throw in a hurry, not in time.
As we'll check that out on the My Local Rodeo replay, as that's a infield single. It takes a bad bounce. The shortstop as Drube goes diving in head first.
That's the thing with this artificial surface infield is you get some really wild, crazy hops sometimes, and Vaughn had to wait for that hop to come all the way out to him. And by the time he could get it back over, the throw was not in time. As once again, we get to visit from the mound as Nick Sorrell comes out to talk to not only Evans but the entire Pocatello infield now with 2 on and nobody out in a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 5th.
And what we have this time, we want to thank the Signature Real Estate Group of Gillette, Wyoming for sponsoring not only us but this tournament, as without them, a lot of this wouldn't be possible. We definitely wouldn't be able to bring you all 14 to 15 games of the tournament.
So Sorrell's had his say. He'll walk back to the dugout. And with 2 on and nobody out, the first baseman, Riley Schilling, will come up. Schilling hit by a pitch and flew out 0 for 1 today.
And if you're Evans on the mound, strikeout right now would be big for you, as that'll leave both those runners in the same spot.
So Schilling 2 for 7 in the tournament. They're in a big spot, and the first pitch ties him up and hits it foul off the first base side.
Looks like the middle infield's in double play depth. They'll trade the run for 2 outs, as we're only in the 5th inning. Corners look to be pinching in with the first baseman holding the runner on at first.
Got some folks starting to mill around down in the Pocatello bullpen in the left field corner as the pitch is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cody Mortensen is a guy up stretching, working with that surgical tubing band, and now he's going to start to throw down in the bullpen. As the next pitch is inside again, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Schilling trying to get out of the way of that one. Got his upper half of his body out of the way, almost brought his legs into the ball.
So 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch gets away. Here comes Schilling, and we're tied at 3. Wild pitch. We'll get the run in. So we're even at 3.
Not only are we tied now, that go-ahead run moves his way to second base.
So the lead was short-lived for Pocatello. And still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, as Evans now has to work his way out of a bigger jam as the 3-1 pitch is high, ball 4. So back-to-back hits, and now his 3rd walk that he has allowed. And Evans once again will work with 2 men on base, and still nobody out in the inning. And here's Dominic Hacker, who's walked and hit into a double play.
Runners on first and second. nobody down here in the late innings. The book of baseball says you should probably sacrifice bunt here. As I imagine the Pocatello Running Rebels, they're going to be thinking along those lines as well.
So Mortensen down in the bullpen. If he wasn't serious about starting to throw before, he certainly is now, as he's starting to pick up the pace down there a little bit, with Evans in trouble here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Hacker, and they're going to bluff back to second base before coming home.
That's a good bluff. If the Riders are bunting, that bluff was able to sniff it out. See how they play this.
Gunderson plays even with the bag. Knowles playing in front of the runner at first. And they're still in double play depth up the middle is the Runnin Rebel defense. Now also trying to keep the runner close. They sniff out the bunt. They go back to second, not in time. This time, the variation of the wheel play as Vaughn comes through and heads toward third base, hoping that the runner will follow him. Davis sneaks in behind him for the pickoff throw, but Drew does not fall for it.
It's real good fundamentals all around. As Drew being ready.
And all the time, Hacker's still standing at home plate waiting for a pitch. Now he squares and bunts it foul.
Good job there by Wilhelm behind the plate, exploding out of his stance. If that ball is fair, he could have picked that up, tagged the runner, and still try to get the out at third.
He tried to jump on it quickly, but it was still in the left-hand hitter's box when he touched it. So it's no balls and one strike. Again, they go back to the wheel play again. They charge hard. He's not bunting and pops it up in the middle of the infield. Davis behind the bag at second, drifts out near the cut of the grass and has it. Infield fly rule was called, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. And that's the first out of the inning.
And that ball really swirled on Davis right there as that wind's blowing in that direction.
So with one out, now here's Cason Loftus, who singled and flew out to right.
You know, I've always wondered on the infield fly, if you're a second baseman or a shortstop, if you just let the ball drop, see if you can always get that runner that doesn't know the rule and that takes off running.
And people do that. Ground ball to short, could be two to get out of the inning. Feed second one, back to first, double play. Just what the doctor ordered, a 6-4-3 twin killing, and they're out of the inning. One run on a couple of hits, though, ties the game, and they leave one man on base to the Roughriders. We're done with 5, and we're even again. We'll go to the 6th. It's a 3-3 tie in this AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament game, brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group right here in Gillette, and all the action's on mylocalradio.com.
Red Devil pride runs deep with the team at Callis Automotive. Today's students are tomorrow's leaders. You'll always find quality products at fair prices at Callis Automotive. We're proud to serve our customers, our community, and our Evanston Red Devils. Stop in today. Callis Automotive, your local Napa dealer.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Weststar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Weststar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Weststar Printing, 307-789-5202.
As we get a new pitcher on the mound, that is Corey Schilling. Of course, he came on in relief last night.
Other changes as the designated hitter, Tystad, will now come in as a defensive replacement and take over at first base. As the first baseman, the other Schilling brother, moves over and will take over at third base. So here we go, top of the 6th and a 3-3 tie. Bottom third of the order for the Runnin' Rebels from Pocatello. That's Knowles, followed by Alex Wynn and Brady Birch. And the first pitch is outside, ball one. 1 ball with no strikes. Knowles with a scoring fly ball and a ground out. So he's 0 for 1 officially. And the fastball is high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Man, it seems like every time a team throws a punch in this game, there's always a counter punch coming right back, as it has been back and forth all day between these two.
Next pitch again misses down low. Schilling worked 1 inning last night to collect a save. Struck out 1, did not allow anything other than that. As the 3-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-1. Next pitch home to Knowles, misses down low and away, and there's that leadoff walk again.
I wonder how many throws in the bullpen Schilling got to get in before he actually got to go to the mound, as he batted in that last inning. It was quite a long inning, but I wonder if he got properly warmed up as he walks on 5 pitches.
No, that's always a good question. As here is Wynn, shows bunt and fouls it away.
Yeah, Wynn kind of reached out and tried to stab at that one. When you're bunting, you want to let the ball come to you, especially if it's a high pitch like that. I'd rather see him take that one.
Mortensen continues to throw down in the Pocatello bullpen. Tied at 3. Shows bunt again, pitches outside, 1-1.
It doesn't seem like much of a secret about what Pocatello wants to do here.
Just want to put the ball in play as Schilling, the third baseman, comes up to the cut of the grass. Tystad holds the runner over at first. Again, Wynn shows bunt, gets it down. And it's a good bunt right up along the line, picked up and throw in time. And there goes Knowles, going to go all the way from first to third as no one's covering the bag.
What a decision there. Base running by Knowles as he reads the play perfectly. You know, you get to second base, you turn, you look at your third base coach, and there's just no one there. That's a great read there from Knowles. Now he's on third base with less than 2 outs. Great bunt there at the plate, too, as well by Wynn.
So here's Brody Birch with a chance to put his team back up on top. He drove in the run last time up. He's 1 for 2 with that 1 RBI. And the first pitch to Birch is on the outside corner of the knees, and it's 0-1. Birch, 1 for 2 on the day, flew out to center back in the second inning. So with a go-ahead run at third base, Gillette has to bring the infield up as the next pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Outfield, kind of average depth here for Birch. The 0-2 pitch. Whoa, look out. Almost goes to the backstop. Great play by Richards to keep it from going there. And it's 1-2.
That's exploding out of that stance to go get that ball. That's a tough job being a catcher. It's a thankless job, but it's a job that every single team needs.
The 1-2 pitch. Taking again outside, maybe a little high, and the count evens at 2s. Once again, Gillette with the infield up tight at the cut of the grass, the 2-2 pitch. Grounded, just foul. As Knowles does a little bunny hop to get out of the way of it. And it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gonna go chase the ball and get it out of the playing area out there in foul territory. And once again, now the 2-2 pitch again on the way. It misses high and away again to Birch. Runs the count full, 3-2.
This has been a good at-bat right here for Birch.
If you put Birch on, it sets up the double play situation. You can get out of the inning. The next pitch is grounded into right field, base hit. Here comes Knowles, and once again, Pocatello has a lead. It's 4-3.
Yeah, it's always advantage hitter when you pull the infield in like that, as Birch hits a line drive that, you know, normal depth, that's a ground out to the second baseman, but instead, Birch, if I believe correctly, that is his second go-ahead RBI of the day.
Yes, it is.
As he's been clutch in that 9 spot.
So we go back to the top of the order again, and Jace Vaughn, the hungriest guy on the team, he's 0 for 3. as they go back to first base and Birch back to the bag. So very tough situational play for Pocatello as the breaking ball stays high to Vaughn. Ball 1 ball and no strikes.
That was very close to being a quick pitch there on the mound from Schilling, as he didn't stay set very long.
He's going to snap the ball over to first base, and it's Birch back to the bag.
You got to be very careful on the mound if you're Schilling. Make sure you come set.
So Birch with his first 2 hits of the tournament today, and he's driven in a pair of runs and kept his team in the game, thank you. As the pitch outside again, now hold on, as we're going to get another visit to the mound as the head coach Nick Perlsberg is going to head back out to talk to his pitcher. Just needs to kind of settle things down a little bit as the Gillette infield kind of a little scattered after that wild run from first to third by Knowles.
Yeah, I mean, for Schilling, it's a tough inning. You allow the first runner on via the free pass. Once again, that comes around. But, you know, you got a ground ball typically off the bat of Birch that, you know, in a normal circumstance, that's a 4-3 ground out.
Absolutely.
It's hard to be upset with yourself that you haven't really done anything too wrong.
With the infield back, yes, it's a ground out, but it probably gets the run in anyway.
And the real big blow in this inning was that nobody was covering third on the sacrifice bunt. On a sac bunt, you allow 90 feet. That happens. Every team, that's the point of a sacrifice. But you allow 180 on it, it's tough.
And the pitch inside gets away, and there goes Birch for second base. So Birch will advance on another wild pitch. And now the runner in scoring position and still only 1 out. Single runs in 3 consecutive innings. 4 runs overall for Pocatello. They now lead 4-3 here in the top of the 6th. As the pitch is outside and low, ball 4.
We're looking for our first crooked number up on that scoreboard. It's been 1 run each inning for every time a team has scored. As the team that puts up the first crooked number could be the team that wins this game, as this game has been so even.
So Partlow goes 5, gives up 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. And will have nothing to do with it in the end, as Pocatello has scored the go-ahead run after the relief pitcher, Corey Schilling, as the first pitch to Luke Davis is up and in, ball 1 to him.
Another mound visit, this time from the catcher, Richards. He's trying to calm Schilling down.
So Birch at second, Vaughn at first. Getting somebody else now up and throwing down in the Gillette bullpen down in the right field corner. The next pitch home, fastball misses outside this time, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. And with 1 man out, a couple of men on base, looming over in the on-deck circle is the bat of Martin Serrano. As the pitch is up high, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike.
Out of manage for Davis here. Probably looking at a strike, especially with the man standing on deck. If you can draw a walk here and you can get the bases loaded and bring Serrano up.
3-0 over for a strike, and it's 3-1.
Got to feel great about your chances.
When you swing the bat the way Serrano does, and you're 0 for 3 today, you're not waiting on deck, you're looming. Here's the 3-1. Hit foul, and it's 3-2.
Well, it's a great job by Schilling to battle back, though.
3-2 with 1 out. Definitely don't think Sorrell will roll the base here and start the runners. Only with a 1-run lead. They are not going, and the pitch is outside, ball 4, and it'll bring up Serrano with the bases loaded. That's the 3rd walk of the inning.
It just hasn't been Schilling's day so far. It seems like the Riders can't get someone to warm up quick enough. As another meeting on the mound.
When Partlow was in there, he walked 2 and hit a batter. Schilling has walked 3 here in this third of an inning here that he's been in, and now he's gone in a whole heap of trouble as he's gone from out of the frying pan and into the fire. He's got to deal with Serrano with the bases loaded.
Got to imagine that mound visit from Richards behind the plate was more to allow that pitcher in the bullpen to get an extra few throws in.
And now he backs off. That's going to allow just a few more. Serrano hit hard back to the box as the first pitch misses down and away. He popped up and then hit another ball hard, and then Hatcher able to dive up the middle to make the play and turn it into an out. So Serrano with 3 very hard hit balls is nothing to show for it. As the next pitch outside again, ball 2, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, rough 0 for 3 for Serrano because a couple inches away a couple of times. It could be 2 for 3 very, very easily.
Birch down the line from third, the 3-0 pitch. Over for a strike, and it's 2-1. I said 3-0. It was actually 2-0. Now it's 2-1. So Birch is at third, Vaughn at second, Davis at first. 1 out in the inning, 1 run home already. Pocatello was retaking the lead. It's 4-3. And the pitch to Serrano is outside. Now it's 3-1.
See if Serrano, if he gets a strike here, see if he takes an opportunity to try to blow this one wide open. See if he tries to take a good 3-1 hack, a healthy hack, try to drive one into the outfield.
The 3-1 pitch. Nope, he's taking is a ball 4 that forces over a run. And that's going to get another visit from the skipper, Nick Perlsberg, and that'll be all for Corey Schilling. So another pitching change coming up as the walk forces over the run. It's now 5-3. Pocatello leading. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and tell you who the new pitcher is right after this timeout.
I don't know about you, but every time I go to the grocery store, I'm filled with anxiety. Do I have enough money? Meat prices have doubled. How can I ever work on food storage when I can hardly afford food for this week? Wyoming Wild Meats in Lyman is the solution. Weekly specials are posted on Facebook. Beef, pork, chicken for one meal or a mixed order to fill the freezer. You will find quality Gosner cheese and milk products and delicious bread. Because overhead is low, the savings are passed to every customer. Wyoming Wild Meats, offering fresh domestic meats.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
It's a great time to check out the digital banking options at Trona Valley Federal Credit Union and skip the trip. Members who enroll in digital banking can make deposits remotely, check bank balances, transfer money between accounts, make loan payments, and use automatic bill pay options. You can even connect Quicken or QuickBooks to your Trona Valley digital banking accounts. Learn how digital banking with Trona Valley Federal Credit Union can make your life simpler. Stop in today. Member NCUA. Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston. New pitcher on here for Gillette is Kelby Foss, making his second appearance of the tournament. He pitched an inning yesterday, gave up a run on a couple of hits, and struck out one in his one inning of work in the victory over Fort Collins yesterday. So he comes in with 1 out, the bases loaded. And 2 runs in here in the inning for Pocatello. They lead it 5-3, and the first man he will face is Gunnar Wilhelm. Bases remain loaded, infield back and the first pitch is rolled foul, and it's 0-1. Wilhelm singled, scored back in the second inning. Since then, he's grounded out and struck out. 1 for 3 overall.
The best thing Foss can do right here is attack the outside corner, try to get the batter Wilhelm to roll over to short, see if he can get double play, get out of the inning.
As the next pitch upstairs, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you're Wilhelm, though, you're looking for something you can elevate. Try to drive it into the outfield, get a sacrifice fly, hit it hard.
Some other changes for Gillette here with the pitching change as well. Here's the 1-1 offering. Missed as the catcher, it's Schilling now behind the plate. Tries to hold it there and frame it for the home plate umpire, but he doesn't buy it. Schilling now behind the plate. Richards moves out from behind the plate, goes out to play left field. The 2-1 pitch is high again, ball 3. So 3 walks here in the inning already. Check that, 4 walks in the inning, I should say, and 1 hit has allowed Pocatello to score the 2 runs. Now the 3-1 pitch on the way. Wilhelm swinging, tries to hit one to the Canadian border and comes up empty, and it's 3-2.
Hey, hitters count. You can afford to do that. So I love the big hack there.
So 3-2. Foss will work out of the windup again. Big size. He rocks to the motion, and the right-hander comes home. Swung on and missed. So he pumps 2 heaters past Wilhelm. That's the second out. And now probably another one of those guys on the team you don't want to face with the bases full. It'll bring up J.D. Gunderson. Gunderson was hit by a pitch, singled home a run, and struck out. 1 for 2 on the day. As Foss will work to him and comes home. The first pitch is lined to left. Richards coming over. He's there. He's got it. So Pocatello, on the urge of opening up a big inning, has to settle for the 2 runs. 2 runs on 1 hit, and they leave the bases full. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th after 5.5. It's Pocatello 5, Gillette 3. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament action brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group in Gillette. And all the action, of course, is right here on mylocalradio.com.
They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
So Pocatello gets 2 in the top of the 6th, and because of that, now leading 5-3, it allows them to stay with Mac Evans out there on the bump as we go bottom 6. The bottom third of the order coming up here for the Gillette Roughriders. Brady Richards, Hogan Tystad, and that would be the pitcher spot going into the number 9 spot for Killian.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
right?
You are correct.
So that would be Colby Foss due up 3rd here in the inning. So Evans ready to go back to work here in the 6th now with a 2-run lead. He's got to feel like he's playing in high cotton now with a 2-run lead. As the first pitch misses outside, ball 1, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch popped up, hit in the air, should say, into right center field. It's carrying, and it's going to carry over the head of Wynn out to the wall. Pulling up at second base is Richards, and it's going to bring the tying run to the plate with nobody out.
Yeah, the wind just kept pushing that ball further and further and further away from Wynn. As that wind plays a factor there as Richards doubles. We want to talk about the versatility of Richards. Behind the plate for the entire game, they make a pitching change, move him to left, makes the play to end the inning, then doubles to lead off the bottom of the inning.
So here's Tystad, who was the designated hitter, came in during that last pitching change to play first base, and now we're able to come up here. 0 for 1 officially today. He struck out and was hit by a pitch. And the first pitch to Hogan is swung on and missed. The one thing that Evans usually was able to do on a regular basis was set the side down in order in an inning, and he has yet to do that today. The 0-1 swung on and missed, knocked down by Wilhelm as he's able to pounce on it quickly, and staying at second base is Richards.
Yeah, it's been a real grind out there, both sides on the mound, as these two teams have really grinded out their at-bats. It's been a battle back and forth, and are we really shocked that, after Gillette goes down 2, they're bouncing back with a runner on second, nobody out. As we talked about earlier, this has been a game of answers. One team throws a punch, they get a counter punch right back.
Evans, who's thrown a handful of pitches already this inning, is probably up around the 86 mark, as he was 81 through 5 innings of work today. Next pitch to Hystad is swung on and missed. So Tystad goes down on strikes. That's the first out. And now here is the new pitcher. This is Colby Foss, who will now come up.
Yeah, strikeout's huge because now on the mound, if you're Mac Evans, you get 2 more outs. That run is not going to score.
Foss, who pitched an inning last night, did not get an at-bat. In fact, this is his first trip to the plate with a bat in his hand in the tournament, and takes the first pitch over for a strike. Evans ready again, and the next pitch home to Foss is a fastball. This one's high and away. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Five runs, 6 hits for Pocatello. 3 runs, 8 hits for Gillette. Neither side still has committed an error. It's been a very clean game, as Evans is going to bluff back to second base to keep Richards close.
I don't know if Richards will be on the move, but keeping him close at second base. Don't want him over there at third with less than 2 outs.
Next pitch swung on and missed. Foss behind a good fastball, and it's 1-2.
This next pitch will be Mac Evans' 90th pitch. Pitch count not a factor yet.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Half swing, got him. A little 12-6 curveball. He dropped it on the inside half, and he got Foss looking. Now there's 2 outs.
Yeah, we'll look at that on the My Local Rodeo replay. It's a good breaking ball. 1-2 gets the little half swing. He freezes Foss at the plate.
You're not out of danger yet. Now you're going to go back to the top of the order, and Seth Peterson, who's singled twice and scored twice at the plate. First pitch, breaking ball, runs it around the inside corner, but misses, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. The one time they got Peterson was back in the 4th inning when he flew out to right field to end the inning. The 1-0. Taking again, takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Much to the displeasurement of about 400 umpires sitting right here in front of us.
The ball looked like it caught a lot of white.
Ball and a strike. Evans ready again. Now here's the pitch home. Misses outside with that one, and it's 2-1.
That's a good take right there. You get a fastball that starts at about that area, comes back with a breaking ball starting in that area, breaks off the table. It's a real good job recognizing the pitch out of the hand.
Well, you got a strike on that last one. Just try another one about 3 inches farther outside as the 2-1 pitch is thumbed foul off the first base side, and it's now 2-2.
It's a good job after 2 straight pitches on the outside corner. Come back in. You kind of jam up Peterson at the plate. It's a great pitch there.
2-2 the count. Evans sets again at the belt, and the 2-2 offering is high, runs the count full, 3-2.
If you're Mac Evans, you don't necessarily have to throw a strike to get the out. You want to try to get the out here, but that first base is open. The catch-22 to that is that's the tying run.
You're putting the tying run on base. You still want to go after the hitter here. Here's the 3-2. But it's a hop. It's up and in, ball 4. So Evans commits the cardinal sin and walks the potential tying run on base. And here's Corey Schilling, who will now come to the plate. For Evans, that's his 4th walk in the game, to go along with a couple of hit batters. So runners at first and second with 2 outs. Schilling has a pair of doubles in the game, and he's also lined out, so he's 2 for 3. First pitch misses up and in, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Evans will work for the extreme third base side of the river and will come home with a 1-0. Over for a strike this time, and it evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Real good fastball down and away right there.
Lights have been on most of the afternoon. Clouds still hanging around the area. We've had a little bit of rain earlier this morning. The 1-1 pitch. Hit back up the middle. It's into center field. Base hit. Here comes Wynn up to throw. The throw is going to be cut off, and it's 5-4.
A real good piece of hitting right there from Schilling. As we go to the My Local Rodeo replay, as this looks like this will be the end of the day for Mac Evans. As the run comes home to cut the lead to 1. Now that tying run is at second base with 2 outs in the inning.
So a new pitcher on his way in. The new pitcher coming in here for Pocatello is Cody Mortensen. We'll take a timeout. We'll tell you more about Cody when we come back right after this.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When you get to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. Best Western Dunmar Inn, Evanston.
I'm Officer Kevin Malatesta, Public Information Officer for the Cheyenne Police Department. Cheyenne Police Department for the May mobilization is really looking for people who aren't seatbelted in their cars. It's a secondary violation in Wyoming, but as we make traffic stops for speeding, cell phones, whatever it may be, we're going to be looking to make sure that people have their seatbelts on. As we've gone over, seatbelts do save lives, and way too many people in Wyoming aren't wearing them. We want to make sure that people get home safely, get to see their families again. So if they're involved in a car accident and that seatbelt is on, there's a much higher likelihood of that person making it through that accident, making it through without injuries even. When we have crashes without seatbelts, the consequences are much more severe.
The strategic plan for Una County School District Number 4 states, through collaboration with the entire learning community, our mission is to instill problem-solving skills in our students that will translate to a rapidly changing global environment. We work to accomplish this by constantly improving student achievement, improving student academic and behavioral skills with a district that operates efficiently and effectively. Uinta County School District Number 4, excellence in teaching, opportunity through learning.
Early mornings, tired muscles, pride, and grit. At Varsity Inc., we know how much work goes into building competitive teams. We work hard providing the gear you need to celebrate the teams you love. Be your athlete's biggest fan in apparel from Varsity Inc. Come in today, 926 Main Street, Evanston.
The new pitcher is Cody Mortensen, a 6'1", 160-pound right-hander who just graduated just a couple of months ago from American Falls High School. So he comes in to pick up with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the first man he has to face is the hottest bat on the team, Mason Drube, who's 3 for 3.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a tall task here for Mortensen. Drube, of course, like you said, on fire with that tying run at second base.
So Peterson's at second. Schilling with the hit to Chase Evans stands over at first. And the first pitch from Mortensen is a breaking pitch that looks like more like a falling leaf, but falls over the inside half for a called strike.
Well, he stole a strike with it. Whatever it was effective.
Ready again. The right-hander sets at the letters. Shakes his head a couple of times and comes right back, and that pitch misses down and away. It's quite the difference after the low 90s of Mac Evans, and you come up here and Cody Mortensen throws less than that, but it's quite a big difference less. Mortensen ready again, and the next pitch goes back to that big off-speed breaking pitch. Ground ball to short. They'll go to the short way. They get the out at second base, and Drew hits into the fielder's choice, and Pocatello has to settle for the 1 run. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 2. We'll go to the 7th after 6. Pocatello 5, Gillette 4. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group here in Gillette, and all the actions right here on mylocalradio.com.
Freeway Tire offers a nationwide service protection plan that covers service parts and labor on select systems, keeping your vehicle on the road. Plus, it includes coverage for towing, lockout service, flat tire changing, fuel, oil, and water delivery service, and jump starts. Knowing that your vehicle is covered at over 50,000 dealer locations nationwide provides that peace of mind wherever you are. Get the details. Visit Freeway Tire and ask about the service protection plan. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Western Wyoming Beverages has been proudly owned and operated in Wyoming for over 50 years, providing reliable service, friendly staff, and the nation's top beverage products, including Pepsi. We always strive to be the premier business partner for our customers. Western Wyoming Beverages services Rock Springs, Green River, Jackson, Evanston, Kemmer, Pinedale, Wamsutter, Big Piney, Mountain View, and Lyman. Go Red Devils!
Little bit of housekeeping before we go to the 7th inning. You can now officially close the book on Mac Evans as he goes 5 2/3, gives up 9 hits. The official score has changed one of the rulings back in the 5th inning. The run scored by Corey Schilling, originally thought to be a wild pitch, has been changed to a pass ball. So one of the runs against Evans is unearned. So it's 4 runs allowed, 3 earned. So let's go to the 7th. It'll be Ryan Foltz, Caden Knowles, and Alex Wynn for the Runnin' Rebels. And the first pitch from Foss over for a strike.
Yeah, what a contest it's been so far as we move to the top of the 7th. Buckle up and stay tuned as this is going to be a great finish.
Yeah, don't stray too far away, that's for sure. Next pitch to Foltz. Half swing, he goes too far, and it's 0-2.
I'm not sure what that was. That was off speed from Foss. It could be a changeup or a split finger type pitch, but that thing dropped right off the table. It was nasty.
So 0-2. Foltz 1 for 3 today, singled back in the 2nd inning. Foss comes home again on the 0-2. Taking and missed outside. It's a great sales job by Schilling behind the plate, but the home plate umpire, Pat Zink, ain't buying it. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, I do think that came across low.
Foss, big heavy sign, now comes home with the 1-2 pitch. Hit in the air along the right field side, giving chase into foul territory is the right fielder Loftus, but he's not going to come up with it, and it's going to stay at a ball and 2 strikes. 5-4, top of the 7th. As you know, that the Runnin' Rebels would like to get some insurance before they head to the bottom of the inning. Foss ready again, the 1-2 pitch. Little roller wide of the bag. Foss falls down, and they're going to beat it out.
That is a tough break there as Foss falls down. He's got to be over there to cover the bag, but he slipped coming off the mound. Tough play, tough luck there for this Riders team as he made a great pitch, induced the ground ball. They just couldn't finish the play.
So he loses his balance and goes down coming off the mound. And Foltz, who runs well, was able to beat it out before Tysted could get back to the bag. So now here's Caden Knowles with a man on. Shows bunt, pushes it foul up along the first base side.
Well, he even likes to bunt to the right side.
Knowles grounded out, had a scoring fly ball, also picked up an RBI back in the second inning, and then walked and scored a run his last time up. Foltz lead over at first. Nobody out, top of the seventh. 5-4. Runnin' Rebels lead. As, again, this time he pulls the bat back. It'll cost him a strike. And it's 0-2.
The pitch looks high, but when Knowles squares the bunt, he drops down real low into a crouch. And that kind of moves the window for the umpire.
So 0-2. Foss working out of the stretch, takes a big turn to look back over at Foltz, becomes set, now snaps the throw back over to first base, and Foltz dives back onto the bag once again.
When you drop down like that, when you bunt, you kind of you move it on the umpire. It's almost an educated guess.
0-2 pitch. Not going as Knowles hits the ball in the air to right field. Caught there. Snap throw back to first, not in time.
Yeah, I like the try from Loftus out there. Just kind of spiked it. Don't know if he was going to get the runner, but hey, you help your pitcher out any way you can as a defense if you are able to make the play at first. It's a huge momentum changer.
So here's Alex Wynn, who still looking for a first official at-bat of the afternoon. He's walked twice and had a sacrifice bunt. Schilling playing at the cut of the grass at third. Tystad holds the runner at first, and the first pitch to Alex is rolled his hit foul, and it's 0-1.
That's a BK Storage foul ball there. Please take it back to the concession stands for $1.
Yeah, don't underestimate the impact that those walks and bunts have. Obviously, walks add runners to the base, and then that sacrifice bunt is always a great thing for a team.
The 0-1 pitch. Look out. It's inside and hits him.
Well, no official at-bat for you.
Still no official at-bats in the ballgame.
It's almost like a ghost batting eighth. But, you know, for Wynn, we talked about earlier in the game, if your bottom of the order understands their role and then get on base, that makes you such a better team. And Wynn has got on base 3 times today, and the only time he hasn't, he moved the base runners over. It's a great day from your 8-hole hitter.
So here's Birch. Birch, a pair of RBI singles in the game. He's also scored a run. In fact, he is only one of 2 members of the Runnin' Rebels teams who has multi-hit games today, as Ryan Foltz, who's standing over at first base, or check that now, at second base, I should say, is the other. As the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. High and away, and it's even at a ball and a strike. Foltz is at second, Wynn over at first. Birch, the number 9 hitter. So unless they hit into a double play, the hungriest guy on the team right now, Jace Vaughn, will get another chance. As, again, they'll bluff back to second base.
Would you say he's looming on deck?
Yeah, you never know. He's 0 for 3, as Serrano was 0 for 3 before he had the RBI walk his last time up. So some of the big guns on the team for Pocatello have been held in check today by Rough Rider pitching.
Yeah, the bottom of the orders really picked them up. As we mentioned, 3 times on base for Wynn. Brady Birch, multiple RBI base hits.
Pitch home to Birch, shows bunt, pushes it foul back into the screen, and it's 1-2.
I think that was more of a bunt for a hit, as third baseman Schilling was playing back deeper than he is now, as he's now only 1 step behind the bag at third.
2 on, 1 out, top of the 7th, 5-4 Pocatello leads. They're looking for an insurance runner 2 before going to the bottom of the inning.
Yeah, that run on second base is huge.
Foss coming home. The pitch is lined into left center field. It's going to get down, and by the time Richards can get over and get it, that's going to score Foltz, and it's an RBI double, and it's going to be 6-4.
Check that out on the My Local Rodeo replay. Have a day, Brody Birch. Not only does he have 3 hits, he has 3 RBI base hits as he picks up the double there on a nice swing at left center field.
So now with 2 men in scoring position, the kid on the outside looking in is Jace Vaughn, and he'll come to the plate. Vaughn is 0 for 3 plus a walk and hasn't got the ball out of the infield today. Struck out, grounded out twice. Infield up. Foss goes back to the windup, and the first pitch to Vaughn is over for a strike.
Yeah, I think Vaughn would take all 3 of those prior at-bats if he can come through here.
Wynn is at second. Wynn's at third, rather. Birch is at second. Foss with another big, heavy sigh. Roxon comes home again. The 0-1 pitch is lined into right field. That'll get one home. They're going to wave Birch home. They'll challenge the arm, the throw to the plate, and he is out at the plate.
As we're going to check that out on the My Local Rodeo replay. As Birch comes around third base, he stumbles, and that allows the opportunity to throw him out. As a tough 90 feet there for Birch as he dives head first right into the bat as well. 7-4 now.
So Vaughn, with his first hit of the game, gets 1 RBI as Wynn scores the second run of the inning. So it's now 7-4. It's a 3-run lead, and now here's Luke Davis, the second baseman, with Vaughn over at first and 2 outs.
Yeah, once again, that infield being drawn in, that leads to a base hit there for the Rebels.
But credit Loftus. He charged in hard on that play, and the throw he had to make to the plate wasn't all that long, and it was dead accurate as they go back to first base and Vaughn back to the bag. The 1-0 over for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, you puff your chest out a little bit further as an outfielder after you get that old outfield assist throwing a runner out at home to cut that runner down, especially in the scheme of this game, as that could have been the 4th run. Now get the bases loaded. That player at the plate is the go-ahead run. 1-1
pitch, breaking ball to Davis, stays high. 2 balls and a strike.
And it's something we talked about last night. You want to go ahead by 4 because if you do get the bases loaded and they somehow manage to hit a grand slam, it's only a tie game.
Vaughn probably not running at first base. They'd like to get Serrano one more chance, as he's not going here, and the pitch misses down and away, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, I think if you're Foss, you want to attack Luke Davis here. Nothing against Luke Davis. He's a very good hitter in his own right, but I think you want to group some pitches and live with the result with Serrano on deck.
So here comes the 3-1 pitch, and it's inside, ball 4. So Davis walks for the 3rd time today, as Vaughn will move up to second base. And here comes the aforementioned Martin Serrano with 2 on and 2 out. Serrano grounded out twice, popped up to short, and walked last time up with the bases loaded. So 2 on and 2 outs here in the 7th. 2 runs in. It's 7-4. Pocatello leads. And the pitch home to Serrano. Swung on and missed. Snap throw back to second base is late, as Vaughn hustles back to the bag.
Yeah, it looked like Serrano tried to take those first 3 out at bats on the baseball with that swing. It's been a tough luck day for him.
That's the first chance he's really got to really try to tie into one. Voss ready again. Checks Vaughn back at second base. Now the 0-1. This is down and in. A ball and a strike on Martin Serrano.
One of the impressive things about Serrano, too, 0 for 3, could be pressing, but he lets the game come to him and takes what the game gives him instead of, chasing out of the zone, trying to make things happen. He takes what comes to him. That's impressive at the 3-hole hitter.
Now 2 for 8 in the tournament. The 1-1 pitch. Gets away, bounces away, and both runners are going to move up 90 feet. The bad pitch in the dirt runs the count to 2-1. On the wild pitch, both runners move up.
Looking over to the Gillette dugout as this might be taking the bat out of the hand of Sorrell, and indeed it is.
So they'll walk Serrano. He'll walk for the second time, and they'll work to Gunnar Wilhelm with the bases loaded. But first, we're going to have another little visit at the mound as once again the head coach, Nick Perlsberg, is going to go out and talk to his pitcher.
And while we have time, we want to thank Signature Realty Group of Gillette, Wyoming, for sponsoring all of this, because without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you all of these fantastic games that we've seen so far. It's been an incredible day of baseball, as it's been a fun tournament to bring you, as these guys are battling to really make a core memory, because could you imagine going to the American Legion World Series and playing on that stage and how much fun it would be, as these guys are battling to do it here. Both these teams are through to tomorrow. Despite whoever loses this game, they are going to play tomorrow. It just depends on whether or not tomorrow will be an elimination game for them, or, if they win, they're automatically in the championship game no matter what.
So both of these skippers have been playing this one like a chess match. As they walk the bases loaded, they don't want to pitch to Serrano with the first base open. They'll take their chances with Gunnar Wilhelm instead, who was 1 for 3. Check that, 1 for 4. As the pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. Wilhelm singled back in the second. Since then, he's grounded out to third and struck out twice. Foss goes back to working out of the windup. Vaughn down the line from third. Davis at second. Serrano over at first, and the 1-0 pitch on the inside corner, 1-1.
If you're that runner on second base, Davis, you can go as far as Peterson. As far as he is behind you in the dugout, you got to be letting him know, though, if Peterson's sneaking behind him for that back pick, you want to try to get as aggressive as a secondary as you can. See if you can steal that second run on a base hit.
The 1-1 pitch popped up, right field, right along the line. Loftus near the line. He's there, makes the catch, and the inning is over. So Pocatello plates 2 on a total of 3 hits in the inning, plus a couple of walks, and they leave the bases loaded. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. After 6.5, it's Pocatello 7 and Gillette 4, and it's this AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament action brought to you by the Signature Real Estate Group in Gillette, and it's all right here on mylocalradio.com.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
Trust, hard work, and experience is what you'll find at Brian's Muffler Shop in Evanston. Quality work at a great price, Brian's Muffler is the perfect fit for oil changes, stock and performance mufflers, and Anderson hitches and accessories. Call Brian's Muffler today, 789-7021.
Well, 7-4 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Cody Mortensen stays in the game here for the Runnin' Rebels, and he will face the middle of the order. Riley Schilling, Dominic Hacker, and then Casey Loftus due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Roughriders from Gillette. Now, Gillette has never been in this situation in the tournament. They've always had a lead going to the bottom of the 7th inning. So here we go. See what they can do with their backs to the wall. As here's Schilling. The first pitch is a little curveball that floats outside. Ball 1 ball and no strikes. Mortensen came on and got Drewby to hit into a fielder's choice to end the bottom of the 6th inning, as that next pitch misses outside again, and it's 2-0. Mortensen's not a guy who's going to rear back and fire the ball past you, that's for sure. He's already shown that. As here's the 2-0 pitch. He goes back to that little floater. It's kind of almost a lob pitch up there. He just takes all the speed out of his arm and just flicks it toward home plate.
Yeah, if you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the one.
The 3-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike on the leadoff man here, Riley Schilling, in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the next pitch is high, ball 4.
Well, leadoff walk We've talked about it quite a bit so far. That's why those 2 insurance runs in the top half of the inning for the Rebels were very important. If they don't score, that tying run's on base.
5th walk of the day given up by Pocatello pitching, as J.D. Gunderson comes in to not just give him a little bit of encouragement, daps him up a couple of times, and now heads back to his position.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Pocatello, every time they end a mound visit, someone's always dapping the pitcher up and words of encouragement. You love to see that out of the kids.
So here's Hacker. Hacker hit into a double play, also popped up into an infield fly rule and has walked. 0 for 2 on the officially in the first pitch he takes, ball 1.
Yeah, Mortensen checked second base. I don't know if that's part of his pre-pitch routine from the stretch.
I think what he's doing is he's peeking behind him to look back at first base. So instead of looking over his left shoulder, he's getting a better look backwards over his right shoulder to see in his peripheral vision to see if he can see the runner to tell him exactly how far he is off the bag. As the pitch again misses outside, it's 2-0. Back to first, not in time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that, to be honest with you. It's innovative. I like it.
It's a little bit different. I agree. I'm like you. I'm old school. I'm not sure I agree with that, but here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's up high again, ball 3. We got action already down in the Pocatello bullpen as another right-hander starting to warm up down there for the Runnin' Rebels. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Hacker taking all the way and takes a strike.
Yeah, if you're Mortensen right here, I know you don't typically ever want to groove one, but you're up 3. And only 2 people can score if the worst thing happens, giving up a home run. So you want to groove one here.
3-1 pitch, outside, ball 4.
Yeah, because now it gets dicey with that potential tying run at the plate.
So the potential tying run is Kaysen Loftus, but the question is, will he face Mortensen or the mystery man down in the bullpen? As Nick Sorrell making his way out to the mound. And let's see if this is going to be a pat on the back visit or if he's going to take the ball from his right-hander as the meeting is there. All the members of the Pocatello infield in on the meeting as well as the right-hander continues to throw down in the pin. And the home plate umpire, Pat Zink, has given him plenty of times. Now he finally starts to make his way out, and Sorrell will turn and head back toward the dugout.
Well, let's see what happens. It could be directions, you know. Could have went out there and said, hey, I want you to step on the mound, take your time, hold, step off, give us a couple more pitches to warm up.
So Kaysen Loftus will come up representing the tying run. Singled, flew out, and hit into a double play. Mortensen works out of the stretch. Schilling's at second, Hacker at first. And the first pitch is outside, ball 1, 1-0.
Tight miss. Bringing in towards the plate a little bit more, and I think you're going to get that call.
Looking down to the bullpen, I'm not sure who that is. I'm not sure if that would be Elias Blackhawk down there throwing. As that's a balk, and it's going to move both runners up.
Bad time there. We've seen balks in a couple of really big situations this week. I don't know any bigger than this, though.
Either the pitchers don't know the rules or these guys are just really balk happy. They've had more than an average number of balks called in the games we've seen as the pitch is a breaking ball outside, 2-0.
And not really many of them have been questionable balks. They've all been pretty. The entire park has seen most of them.
So the right-hander yet unidentified down there in the pin as the next pitch misses outside, ball 3.
You got to imagine it's probably the last guy Mortensen's going to face.
So Mortensen just trying to keep the ball in the yard here in the 3-0 pitch. on the way over for a strike. Loftus trying to buy a call, headed down toward first base.
Yeah, I don't really know where he's going. That's a bell-tie fastball right down the middle of the plate.
Brady Richards waits on deck. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that one's outside, ball 4. So 3 straight walks put the tying runs on base. Here comes Sorrell, and that's going to be all for Mortensen. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll find out who the new pitcher is coming in here for the Runnin' Rebels, and we'll do that right after this timeout.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
Get back to feeling your best with Evanston Regional Hospital Physical Therapy. If you find yourself struggling with pain or limited mobility in your everyday life, your recovery starts here. With a personalized treatment plan just for you, our experienced physical therapists will help you every step of the way to reach your goals and get back to doing what you love. Call us today to schedule an appointment. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
The perfect mix of different ingredients can create the most delicious creation. Successful people have the ability to bring many different individuals together who work, collaborate, show kindness, use problem-solving skills, and include each individual's talents and gifts to create new inventions, compose beautiful music, and find ways to make the world a better place. At Uintah County School District Number 1, we work together every day to promote student success. Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Fresh and flavorful ingredients are what makes the best restaurants great. At El Paso All-American and Mexican Restaurant, each entree is prepared with only the freshest and tastiest ingredients. The menu includes everything from tacos to steak, fresh fruit waffles to omelets, and mouth-watering burgers to sandwiches. Come in and enjoy a meal today at the new El Paso All-American and Mexican Restaurant inside the Log Cabin on Bear River Drive.
Well, Cody Morrison leaves, and we found out who the mystery man in the bullpen was. It was Elias Blackhawk, but he's going to go out and play center field because the new pitcher is Alex Wynn. And Wynn's got to be thinking to himself, what did I do to deserve this? As he gets dropped into this bases loaded, nobody out situation in the bottom of the 7th inning, his team leading by 3, and the tying runs are all out there on base and nobody out.
Well, for Wynn, you know, that's a really good day at the plate now. Chance to be a hero on the mound, as if he gets the next 3 guys in a row, it's what he's got to focus on. If you get those 3 guys out, you win this ball game. If you get those next 3 guys out, it's going to be a win for the Rebels, as, you know, you get a fly ball to the outfield, 2 of them possibly, and then a ground out. That'll imagine they'll trade outs for runs here.
Here's what you concentrate on. The runners on second and third don't matter. The guy who cannot score is Loftus over at first because he's the tying run.
Yeah, speaking of Loftus, how big is that throw out in the top half of the inning by Loftus in right field, as that cuts down what would in the 4th run.
Here's Richards. First pitch hit in the air, left field, playable. Birch has to come up, still coming, and they can't get it. It falls. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and it's 7-5. That's actually Blackhawk, who just came into the game, who's in left field. Birch moved over to center, and the wind just kept pushing the ball away from Elias, and he couldn't catch up with it.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in a different game, as we got a conversation with an umpire. I think they overran each other.
If they overran each other, he would be out for passing the runner in front of him. I honestly didn't see it. Do we not have that on a replay by chance, do we? No, we don't. So now we have Nick Perlsberg over to talk to the first base umpire.
Well, that's a big call because, I mean, 1 out, and that takes the go-ahead run off base.
Yeah, that takes the winning run off the base with 1 out. As still over there talking to the coaches, the umpires are not talking to each other, so they're not asking each other to appeal the play. I think Perlsberg is just looking for an explanation. The base coach over there is certainly the one who's a little more animated than Perlsberg is, as Perlsberg goes by the mound yelling at the second base umpire on the way. So it is an out for the base runners passing each other. So Richards gets the RBI hit, and then he's out.
I say, unless like Richards ran out of his way to make contact with her, that's the only thing I can think of is he overran the base runner in front of him on a fly ball that I think a lot of the base runners thought was pretty routine.
Now Perlsberg's going to come back and talk to the home plate umpire, Pat Zink. And I think he's going to ask Zink to get together with the other base umpires, for make sure they have the interpretation correct and make sure the call was correct.
And
so
as we don't have the instant replay, but we can go back on the stream.
We have the another monitor here in the booth that we can look at the replay as the ball hit in the air, and as the runner at first base, indeed, the runner at first base at the time, which was Loftus, he went back to tag up. Brady Richards came around him and passed him at first base. He went by him when Loftus was in contact with the bag. So there was definitely a passed runner there, and that makes Richards out for passing the man in front of him. So a big out, but they give up a run. And here is Hystad, and the first pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
The crowd can be upset if they want. That is absolutely the right call. Give credit to first base umpire Nick Stevens for making that call.
Next pitch, breaking ball, missed outside. Good hold up there. Absolutely the correct call. 1-1 the count on Tystad. Tying run at second base. Tystad, ground ball off the glove. It's in the left field. Here comes Hacker. They're going to send Loftus to the plate. The throw is wild and goes to the backstop. We're tied at 7, and Tystad keeps on running to second base.
Now we're going to go to the My Local Rodeo replay on that one as a base hit off the glove. Slows the ball down, allows that runner to advance home as now the go-ahead winning run standing on second base.
Be a single, 2 RBIs, and then an E7 on the throw back in that goes to the backstop. And the winning run, as you said, is at second base, and Kyle Foss will be at the plate.
Well,
now go back one batter. If Brady Richards doesn't pass the runner at first base, the winning run is at third.
Or possibly even scores on that overthrow home.
That's possible. So a single and an error. The error, the throwing error, is the first one of the game for either team. As the pitch home to Foss misses down and away, ball 1. And if you thought these fans weren't ruckus the last 2 days, they're about to stand on their heads here. The 1-0. Foss hits the ball off the right field side, crossing into foul territory, making the catch is Fultz, and tagging and go to third is the runner there, Tystad. So there's 2 outs with a winning run 90 feet away.
Oh, what an inning. What a turn of events. going back all the way to the top of the inning. Loftus throwing the runner out at home. Now gives his team the opportunity to win this ball game in regulation.
So here is Seth Peterson with 2 outs. Singled twice, flew out, and walked.
As we apologize, camera's shaking.
Here's the situation. Who do you want to pitch to? Yeah, you don't want to pitch to Peterson. They're going to put him on. Absolutely.
Well, all those dreams that Peterson have of a walk-off base hit growing up in the regional tournament, nullified by the intentional walk.
Now, do you want to pitch to Schilling or you want to pitch to Drewby? Because you still have a base open. Drewby's 3 for 4.
Well, Schilling's 2 for 3. Pick your poison.
So meeting at the mound as Knowles comes in to talk to Wynn. Schilling comes to the plate. Doubled twice and singled. The only time they got him out was back in the first inning when he lined out to Knowles, and the first pitch is a called strike to Schilling. 2 outs, winning run at third base. There's the onus on to Wilhelm not to let any ball get by him. That's defensive indifference as they let the man go to second base. So no stolen base there for Peterson. The 1-1 pitch. Outside again, 2-1.
I mean, for Peterson, though, smart. Take away that force out. Make him throw it across. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. If they're not going to hold you, go ahead and take the bag. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch home to Schilling. Popped up. Knowles giving chase near the dugout, and it's going to go out of play, and it's 2-2.
I don't know if I've heard a louder applause for a pop-out getting out of play than I've heard just right now.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Most people in the ballpark and around the lower bowl area on their feet. 2-2. Schilling waits the pitch home. Hit in the air to left center field. Coming over Blackhawk or the center fielder. It is the center fielder Birch to make the play. And we're going to go to extra innings. As they get 3 runs here in the inning. 3 runs on 2 hits. 3 walks, 1 of them intentional, and they leave a couple of men on base. We're done with 7. Tied at 7. We'll go to the 8th inning. This is the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group in Gillette. And it's all right here, all the action. Hopefully you can keep your heart going as we come back here on MyLocalRadio.com.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
At Y-Hi, "We're with you" is more than just 3 simple words. It encompasses the principles we live by to serve our members and local communities. So if you're looking to keep your banking relationships local with a partner who will always be there for you, look to us. We're Y-Hi. We're Wyoming. We're with you. Visit yhi.org to learn how you can be a part of something bigger today.
Well, as we go to the 8th, we got some changes here. Richards comes out from behind the plate and goes and plays first base. Foss stays in to pitch. We have a new outfielder, I thought they're indicating, because Richards was in left field.
Yeah, it'll be Bevan Evanson, or Bevan Evanson,
so
excuse me.
Schilling is still catching. So Evanston comes in. Right. Okay, so Schilling goes back to first base, and Richards does come back to catch again. So they get those guys back in their regular spots. And with all that as clear as mud, we'll go to the 7th. And for the Runnin Rebels, who let a 3-run lead slip away late, it'll be Gunderson, Foltz, and Knowles due up here in the top of the 8th inning.
What a ball game.
Yeah, with a game that had no errors in it until the bottom of the 7th inning, as Gunderson out in front of an off-speed pitch and hits it well foul. Had a couple of really bonehead plays, one by each side, as the throw in goes all the way to the backstop, lets runners move up, and then the passed runner after the hit that scored the 2 tying runs, the runner passed his man and could have gotten all the way to third base and could have potentially scored the run that would have ended the game if he wouldn't have passed the runner. As the pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 on Gunderson.
It was a great pitch there by Foss as Gunderson roped that first pitch foul by quite a bit, went with something slower, got him out in front.
0-2 pitch to Gundy. It's inside, little curve ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Whatever it was nasty. It started about belt high, then bounced in. It's a great take from Gunderson.
Gunderson was hit by a pitch and singled. He made and was out twice. Flew out and struck out. Now the 1-2 on the way. Misses low, 2-2.
And that crowd living and dying by every single pitch. So every ball call, you can hear a groan.
Foss, who went 2 innings, now moving into his 3rd here. Now becomes the pitcher of record for the Roughriders. As the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, got him. Gunderson goes down looking. That's the first out. Second strikeout for Foss.
Yeah, for Pocatello, you want to try to take as much time as possible. Let some of that momentum die down.
So here's Foltz, 2 for 4, singled twice, scored a run, popped up and flew out to left. And the pitch home from Foss in the dirt, bounces away from Richards and goes to the backstop, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. If your heart can stand it, make sure you join us tomorrow. Tomorrow will be just like today, as a big chopper past the mound. Charging is Peterson, throws across in time for the 2nd out.
That's a great play there by Seth Peterson, charging, firing on the run, and collecting the out.
Remember, tomorrow morning the coaches and staff will meet at 7 o'clock. They'll see what the weather is like, make any adjustments necessary, and let everybody know. We'll post those for you as early as we can. We know what the matchups will be. We just don't know what time they'll start. But we'll have that for you tomorrow morning on the My Local Radio Facebook page as soon as we have the information so we can get it to you. 2 outs. Here's Caden Knowles and takes the first pitch up high, ball 1. We know that Gillette will play Cheyenne, win or lose. We also know that Pocatello will play Fort Collins tomorrow, win or lose. 1-0. Pitch to Knowles, popped up behind first. Giving chase, it'll be the right fielder coming up to make the catch, Loftus. And for the first time today, Pocatello, or for the second time today, they go out in order, 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th in a 7-7 tie. It's the AA Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament brought to you by Signature Real Estate Group, and it's on mylocalradio.com.
I buckle up because there's been too many fatalities around our house where somebody would have survived if they'd been wearing their seatbelt.
I definitely wear my seatbelt to keep him safe. I wear it just for safety.
I buckle up because my mom makes me.
I buckle up to set a good example for my kids and to make sure they stay safe.
Getting home safe to my family.
I buckle up because it keeps me safe.
Go Pokes, buckle up!
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
The perfect mix of different ingredients can create the most delicious creation. Successful people have the ability to bring many different individuals together who work, collaborate, show kindness, use problem-solving skills, and include each individual's talents and gifts to create new inventions, compose beautiful music, and find ways to make the world a better place. At Uintah County School District Number 1, we work together every day to promote student success. Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Mason Drube will lead it off. He'll be followed by Riley Schilling and then Dominic Hacker here in the 8th inning as Alex Wynn stays in here for the Pocatello Runnin Rebels in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch to Drube, swung on and popped up foul behind home plate, and it's 0-1. Got folks downstairs trying to get people charged up, get them to start clapping and stomping their feet and making noise as they'll make these steel bleachers shake like it's a 4.0 Richter scale reading. The 0-1 on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-2. And it's 0-2. Drube, 3 for 4. Singled in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th, and hit into a fielder's choice back in the 6th. As that pitch misses outside, and it's now 1-2.
So for the mission here, Alex Wynn looking to shut down the Riders. If he's able to, that'd be the first scoreless inning we've had all day.
1-2, pitch turned on, hit a mile, but it hit also a mile foul, and it stays at 1-2. So
we've had a run scored by either one of the teams so far in each of the innings. As I'm looking across the scoreboard, no double donuts out on the scoreboard out in left center field.
The 1-2. Ground ball to third. As Gunderson grabs it, struggles to get back to his feet. The throw to first is not in time. Called him safe. It'll be an infield hit. J.D. Gunderson made the play and then stumbled and went down to his knees. By the time he could get back up and make the throw across, it was too late. So the 4th hit of the game for Drube. Winning run at first base, and that'll bring up Riley Schilling. Schilling, on the other hand, is hitless on the day. Has walked twice, flew out to right, and was hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning. He's bunting, pops it up in foul ground. It'll drop untouched.
He stabbed at that one. I like the analogy of trying to catch the ball with the bat. Let it come to the bat. A lot of batters try to reach out and get it, reach out for it.
And you got to get the barrel of the bat out in front. Get the barrel out in fair territory. Then catch it coming back, deaden the ball out in front of home plate. You're right. Most batters don't do that. They'll hold the bat back and try to stab at it, and they don't get the bat there. Win ready again. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, misses outside, 1-1.
I mean, Riley Schilling is the cleanup hitter, and it's not real often you see a cleanup hitter trying to bunt a runner over, but that winning run, 270 feet away from home, if you can move him to second.
The 1-1. Again, bunted foul up along the first base side, and it's 1-2. Now, Pocatello has turned a pair of double plays in the game today. Do you still ask Schilling to bunt? Do you let him swing away with the prospect of maybe turning into a third double play?
I mean, he got Drube over at first. He's a pretty good athlete, pretty good wheels. I don't know how well he reads pitchers, but if he can get a good read off of the pitcher on the mound, I'm not opposed here in the bottom of the inning. trying to swipe that bag.
The 1-2. Taking. He was not squaring to bunt as the pitch misses outside, and a great stab by Wilhelm to keep it from going to the backstop.
Well, if you're Schilling, you can still get that runner over. There's a couple different ways to do so.
Wynn back up on top again. And the pitch home, off speed and outside, runs the count full, 3-2.
That's the big pitch here, 3-2. We talked about the double plays, the speed from Drube. Do you trust Schilling? I mean, you start the runner. There's the risk of a line drive right at an infielder.
3-2 pitch, ground ball hit to third. Gunderson can't handle it. Off his glove, rolls into foul territory. Everybody's safe. That'll be an error on Gunderson.
It's been a tough inning for Gunderson so far. He tripped on his glove trying to throw across to get Drube, who's standing on second now.
So here's Hacker. Hacker is 0 for 2 with a pair of walks. If you think about putting him on to pitch to Loftus, Loftus has 1 hit in the game, plus a walk, and he's made out twice as well. So it's kind of a 6 of one, half dozen of the other of who you pitch to. So first pitch here from Wynn is up high, ball 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, you got to get this bunt down. If you can get this bunt down, move that runner over to third, less than 1 out. I had to imagine that Pocatello will walk the next batter. Bases loaded, 1 out could be the situation.
7-7 tie, bottom of the 8th. Showing bunt, taking and takes a strike is Hacker, and it's 1-1. Hacker, we talked about hitting into the 2 double plays. Hacker was one of those who did that back in the first inning. Drube away from second, Schilling away from first. Here comes the 1-1 from Wynn. Again, showing bunt, and the pitch is high, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
So defensively, Pocatello is really sending that first baseman, Knowles. He's charging hard. As you got to imagine, he feels he's firing to third base, trying to cut down that lead runner.
You try to keep the ball away and force him to bunt the ball to Knowles. The wheel play is on as everyone's moving, and they call a balk on Wynn.
Second time at a big time we get a balk in this game.
So I go back to the question I asked before. Are the pitchers this bad knowing the balk rule, or these guys have just something stuck in their craw about calling balks, as they've called probably at least 1 a game, at the very least? So the balk puts the winning run at third base. Now, do you take the bat out of Hacker's hand and put him on? Yes, you do. So that sets up a force at home, and it'll bring up Loftus with the bases loaded and nobody out. They're not going to worry about the double play. They want the runner at third, Drube, to have to come home on any ball hit in the infield. As the Runnin' Rebels bring the infield up, they'll play at the cut of the grass. Wynn out of the windup, and the first pitch is inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Kason Loftus. Loftus singled back in the second. He's flown out, hit into a double play, and walked since then. Wynn ready again, the 1-0. Little ground ball, foul up along third.
Yeah, we apologize at home for the camera shaking. We're trying, but this crowd is so ruckus. It's shaking through my hands.
They're shaking the stand so much that it's like a 5.0 on the Richter scale. It's just shaking everything, including our cameras. Here's the 1-1. High and away, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Hang on, kids. It only gets rougher from here. 2-1. Wynn ready again. The 2-1 pitch. It goes to the backstop. Here comes Drew, and the Roughriders win it. The official scorer looks at me and says, wild, and you can't describe this game any other way. As the run comes in on the wild pitch, coming up from behind, they get off the floor as the Roughriders come and do something that nobody thought they could do. They pick up a win, and they go 3-0 in pool play, and they'll advance to the championship game guaranteed on Sunday. You get another look at the wild pitch that allows the run to come in. That's not even close. Wilhelm didn't stand a chance to try to knock that down. So the winning run comes home on the wild pitch. Gillette wins it 8-7. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with a post-game wrap, the final totals, the winning and losing pitchers, right after this.
Do something good for yourself. Give your home a new look. At Kazine's Furniture in Evanston, their friendly staff will help you make your home a peaceful and beautiful place to be. Comfortable furniture, appliances, artwork, lighting, and accessories work together to create an enjoyable and inviting atmosphere in your home. Make your living and sleeping space a wonderful place to be. With brands like Serta, Ashley, GE, and more, visit Kazine's Furniture at 941 Front Street in Evanston.
Dad, I heard that human eyes can distinguish between 1 to 10 million different colors. Is that true?
That is true. The human eye is amazing. We use our eyes not only to work and learn, but also to simply enjoy the beauty that surrounds us. At Uinta Eye and Vision, we care about each individual's eye health needs. Whether a person is looking for computer glasses, polarized sunglasses to assist in outdoor hobbies, contact lenses, or has general eye health needs, we are here to listen to our patients' thoughts and concerns to help them enjoy their amazing eyes.
Call today to schedule an appointment. 789-3937.
You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cache Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Get a degree or certification, earn your high school GED, get job skills, become CPR certified, or use our free 3D printers and tools. These are just a few of the opportunities available at Uinta BOCES number 1. Call 307-789-5742 to learn more.
Welcome into the post-game show on a game that was wild, it was crazy, it was well played, it was suspenseful, and in the end, it came down to the craziest of endings as the Pocatello Roughriders, or Gillette Roughriders, I should say, come back. They score a run on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 8th inning and knock off the Pocatello Roughriders by the final score of 8-7. Final totals for Gillette to win it, 8 runs on 12 hits, no errors. They left a dozen. Pocatello had 7 runs on 9 hits. They commit 2 errors in the game, 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, both costly at the time, and they also leave 12 on base. The winning pitcher in the game is Colby Foss, who came in relief, pitched 2 2/3 innings of work, and did what he had to do to slam the door on Pocatello and pick up the win. Alex Wynn was dropped into almost an impossible situation in the 7th as he allowed 3 runs to come in, and the runs that he inherited, runs that were charged to Mortensen, and then he allowed the 1 run in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Alex Wynn takes the loss with his official 1 inning of work to wrap things up for Pocatello. Whoa, what do you think, Aaron?
Oh, speechless. Speechless, as that was our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Jimmy John's, where fresh meets fast every day. Check out Jimmy John's in Evanston, Rock Springs, Gillette, and Sheridan. Man, I don't know what to say. What a baseball game that was. I mean, when we found out we were coming here to cover this tournament, I don't think we thought we were going to get the caliber of play that we've gotten here. It's been incredible baseball, capped off by this. But what can you say about this Gillette team? We've kind of talking up here. This is a young Gillette team, too. That's the crazy thing. This is one of Nate Perleyberg's younger teams. As, you saw some of their youth as they made some mistakes in that 7th inning with the passing of the runner. But if you're a baseball aficionado, like we saw legitimately everything in this game. Man, Dan, that was so much fun.
Let's go to our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. Dr. McKay Frankham, drop by to see him for all of your dental needs. What do you think for a play of the game?
So there's about a million we can go with.
Oh, yeah.
We can go with the Loftus throw home. But I think you ultimately have to go with the play that's a little unprecise, but it allowed that game-winning run to score to send the Gillette Roughriders to the championship game on their home field. Man, who would have thought that?
Yeah, exactly. It's so the play of the game is the pass ball, and that's how your Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. Our Pepsi Player of the Game, I think there's only one person you can give it to. The kid who scored the winning run, he ends up having 4 hits in the game. He goes 4 for 5, Mason Drube.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to get no arguments from me. How often do you get 4 hits in a ball game and then also score the game-winning run, as Mason Drube had a day for himself?
It's a crazy world. I mean, we saw every possible combination of pitchers duel in the first 2.5 days. Finally, we get a crazy game that breaks out, and it goes up to final score 8-7 in 8 innings of work. Final thoughts before we say goodbye?
Man, that's about all I have. I mean, for the Riders, dang. This is a big turnaround. I covered the AA tournament last week, where I don't want this to sound crass or rude to the Riders. Is they didn't look very good in Jackson. I mean, they lost that opening night game to Jackson, which they turned around. They did to another team, being the home team. But, they refocused, and they look really, really good here. And they have an opportunity tomorrow to – they're going to play a conference rival in the Cheyenne Sixers. If they can beat Cheyenne tomorrow, they're going to have themselves 2 opportunities at winning a regional championship. As, once again, I talked to sorry about that, Hogan Tysted, before or during the rain delay in Game 2, and I asked him what that clubhouse was like, and he told me that every single kid in that team, they're playing for each other, because all they've heard all week is how they don't belong here. They're only here because they're the host.
Right. And
not only have they proved they belong, they're going to play in the championship game on Sunday.
Yeah, they've already guaranteed their spot there. Okay, so here's the thing coming up for tomorrow. We know what the pairings will be. We just don't know what time they will be. They're going to meet in the morning. We'll tell this story again. Same deal as for this morning. They're going to meet at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, determine the weather situation and how much they have to possibly dodge raindrops or see what they can do, and then they'll decide on the starting times. We know that no game will start tomorrow morning before 10 o'clock. They'll let us know what the starting times will be, and we will post them on the My Local Radio Facebook page as soon as we get them. Should be around 8 o'clock in the morning. The one thing that we do know is we know what the pairings will be tomorrow, as one game will feature Fort Collins. The Rocky Mountain is against Pocatello. That will definitely be the first game. We just don't know what time that game will start. The second game tomorrow will be Cheyenne against Gillette, 30 minutes or so after the first game ends. So if you enjoyed today, you'll love tomorrow. Make sure you join us again. Check out the Facebook page in the morning, and we'll let you know the starting times as soon as we find out what they are as well. So for our producer, engineer, Elin Olaf, and my color man here this afternoon, Aaron Poling, I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for joining us. A crazy game that's the Gillette Roughriders come back and win in 8 innings by the final score of 8-7. Until tomorrow, good night, everybody.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.